Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Interesting. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Okay. All right, we should be good there. Good there. the high slot. His quick shot, he scores! Nikolai Salov! Oh my goodness! Some bomb right hands in front of the Dasher bench. Pulls his helmet off, still goes. Now Jawan Davis, in all alone. His first shot, he scored! Jawan Davis. To his backhand, moving in, he scored! Blake Sewardson, how you doing? Firing up the crowd. Zach Horn in all alone with a breakaway. Walks in, shoots, scores! Zach Horn! Towards the goal, shoots, he scores! Bohdan Zinchenko restores the lead. He's at second of the season, goes over the top of the right, a couple more rights to Greco, takes him down and pounds him. Zinchenko with a couple over the top. He's got him against the glass. Bohdan Zinchenko, a healthy diet of rights. My songs know what you did in the dark. My songs know what you did in the dark. So light 'em up. Murphy scores! Brosnan who shoots, he scores! Justin Brosnan, the captain.
Take a hit, shoot me down, shoot me down. I won't ever hit the ground, hit the ground. Playing dead I'll never do. Gotta keep an eye on you. Patience is wearing thin, paper thin. Promises broke again. What a sin, but it only feeds my energy. So don't expect no sympathy. Smoke, fire, it's all going up. Don't you know I ain't afraid to shed a little blood? Smoke, fire, flares are going up, flares are going up. Oh, won't wave my white flag, no. This time I won't let go. I'd rather die than give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight. Won't wave my white flag, no. Oh, I won't go down slow. I'd rather die than give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight. Oh, 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 oh. Put an X on my chest, but I'm still standing, 'cause I won't forget the hell on earth you put me through. I'll save myself in spite of you. Smoke, fire, it's all going up. Don't you know I ain't afraid to shed a little blood? Smoke, fire, flares are going up, flares are going up. Oh, won't wave my white flag, no. This time I won't let go. I'd rather die
back. It's Hockey Night live from Danbury, Connecticut. I'm your man, Devin Dobek, along with you, the voice of the Dashers. Alongside me to my right is Christian Gardecki. We're ready for round 2 and round 4 in the season series between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Dashers Hockey Club. We'll jump right into our tale of the tape and break it down category by category for you. The Dashers come in 243-3. The Hat-Tricks 29-12-8. They broke that 90-point threshold with their win last night. The Dashers have lost just one in a row. That came last night before beating the Venom on Thursday night. And, of course, the Hat-Tricks have won back-to-back. Goals for, the Dashers were shut out last night, so that number stays pretty static. It'll be at 2.1. The Hat-Tricks 4.3. 9 goals for them last night on a 71-shot performance. That's a new franchise record for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Their offense was unbelievable last night. Parker Rutherford with 62 saves in that effort. On the power play, 10.5% versus 24.5%. One of the biggest strengths for the Hat-Tricks, of course, is that man advantage. On the kill, the Dashers 67.6. That number's up 3% since before the week began. 77.8% for the Hat-Tricks, which is still in the bottom half of the league. The 7th place team in the Empire versus the 2nd. Danbury's taken all 3 up until this, but it's time for the last dance. Christian, are you as excited as we are for another one?
Absolutely. It's expected to be a huge crowd here in Danbury tonight on their 2nd military appreciation night of the year. And the Dashers going to look for some jump tonight, I think, Devin, trying to get back in the win column. They saw that victory on, Thursday night, and were like, let's do it again. Wasn't the performance really expected or wanted to get last night, but sure, tonight will be much better for the Dashers.
And I don't even think the Dashers really played too bad of a first period last night. They were outscored 2-0. The shots were 20-11 through the opening 20. It certainly felt as if there was something to build off going into period 2, but the Hat-Tricks offense just exploded after this, and Parker Rutherford, the victim of a handful of backdoor tap-ins and goals where he was just hung out to dry on the back end. The Dashers, playing now their 7th game in 13 days, it takes a toll on your body, and that fatigue definitely is tangible. So they're going to have to dig deep if they want to compete with this Hat-Tricks team tonight. The message this morning, do your job. Everybody knows their assignment. They got to focus on themselves, and if they all do their role, they'll find a way to at least compete in this game.
And you said 7-13. It's 7-13 for Parker Rutherford in goal tonight. He's played every minute of this little 7-game road trip for the Dashers Hockey Club, and he will be at the start tonight again for Paul McLean's squad.
Frankie McClendon will be the starter on the other end. He comes in 6 foot 190 out of Oakland, California, a record of 7-1-0-1. He earned a win against the Dashers a little over a month ago, but a 3.44 goals against average with a .906 save percentage. He's still looking for his first shutout of the season on his 7th FPHL team. We'll send it down for the anthem and come back for the final round of Dashers and Hat-Tricks. And we welcome you back. Thank you, Danbury Music, for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. But once again, we're back here and getting ready for puck drop. Devin Novak, Christian Gardecki, along with you. So, yes, we mentioned the game got a little out of hand after the first period last night, but the Dashers were competitive
it seemed like they were playing a physical style of hockey, creating scoring opportunities, but there were a few chances in that first period where if they're able to pot one, it seems like the tide certainly could have shifted.
Goes back to those chances by Sewardson and Jawan Davis. That first line for the Dashers has been their best, that Davis, Prexler, and Sewardson line. And they'll go against Frankie McLennan, who mentioned tonight, a two-time Commissioner Cup champion, 2019 with Carolina, 2023 with these Danbury hat-tricks. The banner sits straight ahead of us in front of some vent that's in the way, so we can't really see it.
Yeah, but a pretty cool statistic for sure, and of course such a historical venue as Sewardson will go take the opening ceremonial face-off with Josh Newberg. It looked like a nutcracker was dropping at that time.
That's awesome. Josh Newberg out there is a veteran, one of the 4 hat-tricks players, Devin, that was on this team the very first night, October 25th, 2019. Him, Corey Anderson, who's not in the lineup this weekend, he is scratched, and Johnny Ruiz and Kyle Gonzalez, they were all on that opening night roster over 5 years ago. Newberg hasn't spent that much time. He was actually released 3 weeks after that. But Anderson, Gonzalez, and Ruiz have been here for 3+ years each. Ruiz every game.
Well, it is go time. How about those military appreciation jerseys as well that the hat-tricks are sporting? They are a thing of beauty. Now we got another veteran dropping the puck. A pretty cool moment here.
Absolutely.
You can see the crowd pretty fired up, shaking our camera feed. And yeah, definitely an ovation is due there. Huge shout out to all of our veterans, active military, first responders, everyone who has made sacrifices to protect us and our freedoms, allowing both me and Christian to do what we love, along with all other Americans around the world. We are forever indebted to you, and thank you so much for your service to our great nation. But it's time to play some hockey here. 20 more minutes ahead of the Dashers, or rather a full 60 ahead of the Dashers. They will be without Bowie Slarks and Justin Brazen tonight. Just with nagging minor injuries, they should be good to go for the 5-game homestand, beginning with Watertown on March 28th and then the 29th. Couple more honored military members are going to walk down the red carpet for a puck drop here. Pretty good crowd last night, tickling 2,000, and we're expecting over that here tonight, Christian.
It was 1965 was the number last night, as former mayor of Danbury, Dean Esposito, drops the puck. He is a veteran as well. Was the mayor for the last 3 years in the city, the last 4 years before this year. But crowd getting ready for hockey here. It's an electric atmosphere, probably one of the toughest places to play for an opposing team in the FPHL.
Certainly so, and we mentioned the capacity. I know you know it like the back of your hand, but it's close to about 2,400, and even though that's about the max that it could get, this place gets loud and it gets rocking. There's a lot of echoes in this building. The fans were giving it to the players. I talked to some of the guys last night. They were definitely getting frustrated. You know, everybody says just tune them out, don't pay attention. When you've got 200 people behind you screaming at you and making, you know, silly jokes, it's frustrating, and it definitely got under the Dashers' skin. So we'll see if they can come out and show it on the scoreboard to stick it back to those same fans in the building tonight.
Absolutely. It would be better for this Dashers team to quiet them up. We're underway, Devin Dobek.
We are underway indeed, Christian. Just a little behind the 8 ball. It's 7:06 p.m. Eastern time here. Ruiz in tight early. Goes right through Rutherford. Tried to bank it off his back. And then another shot comes in from LaBelle and goes down low. Prexler tried to chip it past LaBelle up the far side wall. Down low, it's Nathan Malott. Puck comes out to Christo at the point. He has that puck blow up on the blade of his stick, and it goes awry to the corner. Out of the zone, the Dashers with it now. The former Danbury hat-trick, Jawan Davis, played 8 games for the hat-tricks back last season in 2024 after finishing his 5 years at the University of New England up in New Hampshire.
And it was good for him to get that experience, and that really grew to getting this opportunity with the Dashers and also Blue Ridge before, but getting this full-year opportunity where he's getting a lot of ice time for this Dashers team.
Jawan Davis in the top 3 point scorers for the Dashers this season, along with Blake Sewardson, Justin Brazen, and now Zach Horn has joined the mix. Another backhander on goals turned aside by number 31, Parker Rutherford. Another career night last night where he made 62 saves on the 71 shots that he faced. Drop pass back to Nathan Albrecht. He'll jump into the zone where it's taken away by the player co-head coach, Kyle Gonzalez. Gonzalez picks it up back on the near side. Playing for his 4th FPHL team, has played for Danville, actually, where he began his career with just 5 games played with the Dashers, had an assist. As there's a quick shot in tight, and almost that was a 1-0 hockey game. But yes, Gonzalez on his 4th team. He's also played for Elmira and Carolina in addition to the Hat-Tricks. Backdoor pass, they score. Tic-tac-toe, and Vadim Frolov lights the lamp once again. His 19th of the season. He's now scored in back-to-back games, and the Hat-Tricks lead it. It's 1-0.
Well, it's the Russian line again. That line of Frolov, Van Durkin, and Vasiliev setting that all up. Kind of similar to Frolov's goal a night ago where he was wide open in the slot and was able to just rip it past Parker Rutherford. They're showing the replay on the video board. Yeah, he was just open back door. And the Dashers now down 1-0 early.
Dashers have to find a way to be stronger on the back end. You can't emphasize it anymore. But the back end has been a serious problem for them as of late, especially with all, we talked about the youth on the back end last night for them. As here's Jumanji now, a one-on-one opportunity. We'll put a pin in that as he dumps it around the wall. Sebastian Del Balso then with a nice hit. Then he gets tipped over by Charlie Bedard following laying the check. Those two still having a conversation, and now the puck shoots over to Connor Woolley. He'll close in 2-on-1 with Pamaleon looking down low, and Hullaby was closing in as well as the puck squirts back to the Danbury end. But yes, we talked about the youth, but you got to find ways to clear out the crease, be physical, set the tone early. You're playing a physical team in Danbury.
Yeah, you know how good this Hat-Tricks team is, but you do have to kind of hunker down and put the body to them. A lot of very, very good players in this Hat-Tricks team, and we talked about it. Their depth in their lineup, they have 3 lines plus the extra forward of guys who can score.
Zach Horn wins the draw, but coming in to poke it down deep is Johnny Ruiz. The 31-year-old has just been exceptional. Such a great athlete. Now he tries to turn one on goal. It goes up and into the netting.
He's a fun story, too.
Whistle.
He's a really fun story because he didn't really play ice hockey until maybe his 12 or 13 years old. He was in an interview with my friend Matt Caputo, and he mentioned that he played street hockey mostly up until that age and then started playing ice hockey.
Not to compare Johnny Ruiz to the great Tom Brady, but he didn't start playing football till high school.
That's
so some
true.
guys, they just manifest it, and all of a sudden, once it's go time, they make it count. Johnny Ruiz is one of them. So, yes, definitely a really cool story about his career, and has definitely made it count. 3 minutes gone by here of a 1-0 hockey game. That one goes behind Prexler, jammed back down low where Tim Delaney, the former Motor City Rocker, swings it around the wall.
And as we mentioned, Delaney was on that Rockers team that beat Danbury last year in the playoffs.
What an upset that was. I believe Nick Gullo was on that team as well. And the Motor City Rockers trying to lock up that final playoff spot in the Empire Division, of course. The top 4 teams right now, Binghamton, Danbury, Port Huron, and then the Watertown Wolves. So just one more spot. The Venom are on the ropes, but it's still up for grabs. TJ Prexler now with it, drops it on back to Nathan Albrecht before it's dumped on in, and it goes all the way past Frankie McClendon. Netminder playing for his 7th FPHL team. It's his 2nd stint with the Hat-Tricks, but he's been with Berlin, St. Clair, Carolina, Mentor, Columbus, Danbury, of course, and Elmira.
How many of those teams are even around still?
I know, it is crazy.
The one team you mentioned, the Berlin River Drivers, they were led by Andre Nietzsche for a long time, one of the greatest coaches ever.
Turnover by Albrecht, and then maybe a good penalty there taken by Andrew Utero, or else it would have been a 2-on-0. And, of course, the tic-tac-toe goal always in play in those scenarios. So Utero is going to go for a hook.
And you take those penalties because you're going to avoid the scoring. Even though how good this Danbury power play is, you take those penalties because there you're avoiding a 2-on-0 with Van Durkin and Frolov in front of the goal.
So the Dashers will head to their first Carnegie Dumpstar penalty kill. That has been one of the few positives for them on this 7-game road trip. Of course, you have the win. That's the biggest positive. But their penalty kill has been a pleasant surprise as of late. Only allowed 1 power play goal last night. Quick shot comes in, blocked down by Zach Slinger. That's something he does best, is block shots and help out his netminder.
We mentioned that last night, the amount of shots this guy blocks for this Dashers team.
As now back the other way, Vasiliev leads it off, and now closing in. Holding, it comes out to the point for Gonzalez. Looks like that was Woolley taking it around the wall. It's hard, the camouflage jersey kind of covering the numbers. The camouflage is working well. Back out to the point, it's Gonzalez again. On a cross for a quick shot from Vasiliev. Good effort down on a knee by Blake Siewertson to knock the puck out of the zone.
Kind of slapped his stick back and went off the stick of Vasiliev.
Jumanji trying to kick it out of the zone. Frolov recollects it. He's already got 1 goal here tonight. As Sewardson able with a tenacious effort to force it out of the zone. He's been sharp. Him and Jumanji have been 2 of the best penalty killers for the Dashers all season long, undoubtedly. Well, since Sewardson's arrival, I guess I should say. Out to the point again. It's Ruiz loading up his drive. Turned aside by Rutherford.
Guy with a blocker, I think, maybe even part of the stick.
It's wheeling around. Harwell holds. Drop pass coming in hot as Ruiz to the goal. Backhander. He scored. Banks it off the back of the pad of Parker Rutherford. And the hat tricks double their margin early. It's 2-0.
Johnny Ruiz just finds ways to put the puck in the back of the net. You don't ask how he does it, you just ask how many. For the guy who has led this team in goal scoring almost every year here, not the numbers he wants this year, but he's playing more of a two-way role. And on this one, he just takes the puck down the goal line. You're right, Devin. Just banked it off the pad of Parker Rutherford and in the goal.
So it's a power play goal for the hat tricks, who now lead it 2-0. The Carnegie Dumpstar penalty kill has come to an end.
Now, if you're the Dashers, you gotta hit somebody here.
Yeah,
Get some momentum. Use the body here.
Davis will flip the puck in deep. It will be collected by the rookie Christo. Christo, 6'1", 190 out of Skaney Teals, New York. Probably butchered that one.
I think it's Skin Atlas. I might have.
Could be.
Skinny Atlas. I don't know. I've heard multiple ones, but I don't know. That's a tough one. That's up in near the Albany area, I believe. If I'm correct.
I butchered Sebastian Del Balso's hometown the other night too. Some of these places that I'm less familiar with, I look at it and I'm just ready and prepared to read it off my prep, and it's like, oh boy, I should have read this, or I should have sounded it out a couple times before I went live with it. But Christo with it now. It's sent back into the middle for TJ Prexler. He collects it back over the blue line. Ruiz, really good effort with this stick, forces a turnover. Ratcliffe breaking it out to the far side. Ruiz closing. Backhander tried to go high and tight, and it floats over the net. Back down low again. It's sent all the way to the far side. Back down low for Harwell through the circle. He continues to hold. Drop pass that comes all the way down low for Ruiz. Bending one back to the far side post. It's taken away by Slinger. Albrecht can't catch up to it on the near side. Bedard's shot from the point blocked down by TJ Prexler. And now quick shot from Bedard all the way through everything. Goes up and off the window.
Another blocker save there by Rutherford. He's already made 6 saves in this one, maybe 7 after that one.
Yeah, Danbury has all the shots thus far, out shooting the Dashers 8-0 as it's posted on the scoreboard just now. Still waiting for our first media timeout as well, which will come next whistle. It's Albrecht sees the vacant puck and slams it on the deflection up and out of play. So that will do it for our first media timeout. We will take it right here. The hat tricks in front of the Dashers, 2-0 here on our final road trip game here on Saturday night.
Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
Hello?
Should you become stranded, be ready to signal rescuers.
Bush. How long have I been out here?
About 12 minutes. Head for the mountains.
And we welcome you back. Devin Dobek, Christian Gardecki along with you as we drop the puck at center ice following the out-of-play whistle. Yusuke Jumanji 1v4 will dump it in on Frankie McClendon. Abdella escorts him over to the corner to make sure there's no more drive to the net there, and we'll get ready for another face-off. The Dashers get credit for their first shot on goal there.
I don't know if that's a shot on goal per se. Not officially, but if you're the Dashers, you take it, right?
I think officially it is, but I
Yeah.
think maybe that's not the one that you'd like to show
Right.
on the board up there. But there is a 1 now on the board.
It's better than 0.
Yeah, we continue on here. It's Frolov out of his own end, starting things in the other direction. Frolov from St. Petersburg, Russia, 22 years old, the rookie, playing in his 45th game for the Hat-Tricks this season. Really has had a spectacular campaign up to this point.
And he is so much fun to watch. So is this Russian line. They're at it once again.
Point per game player as now over to the near side. It gets all the way through Frolov again, and the Dashers send it in the other direction. Delaney leading the charge with Jumanji, who turns it over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, who, as I mentioned, began his career in Danville with 5 games. Breaks it out the other way, coming in with speed. Toe drag move. Can't be completed. Nathan Malott with a nice shutdown play to make sure that chance went awry.
Yeah, Gonzo was a college signing for the Dashers that year under Paul McLean.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, all the connections. We talk about this a lot, but a lot of really cool connections, especially within the Fed.
Yeah, and then he played for those 2 other teams. That was actually on loan from Danbury during COVID.
Dylan Hullaby, some nifty stick handling, but it's taken away by Davis. Puck is dumped in inadvertently after the deflection. Christo over to LaBelle. Jawan Davis looks like a bull in a china shop as he takes a little extra there. Looks like they're going to say icing and wave it off. Albrecht now with a good hit over in the corner. Pamaleon comes to give Albrecht a little body check, and now here come the Dashers again. It's Davis with Albrecht. He'll bank it through his legs. LaBelle missed the check, actually left his feet going for that hit as well. Keep an eye on the physical play between these two teams, which is certainly picking up.
You mentioned Zach Pamaleon. Actually talked to his parents last night. They came all the way in from Hawaii for this weekend.
And they were rewarded last night with a 9-0 victory. Christo with it just inside the blue line. Quinn O'Reilly the closest to him. It's over to LaBelle. Shot pass off the stick of Hullaby is tipped wide. Brexler will chop it out of the zone. O'Reilly will go forecheck the Christo-LaBelle defensive pairing. And Christo elects to just dump it on in so his team can get a full change.
Let's see what this Dashers team can do on the breakout here. Danbury putting their first line out there. That's the Radcliffe, Harwell, and Ruiz line.
Puck goes in deep. Uturo with a nice hit on Nick Nolt down below the end line. Now back the other way. Try to reverse hit that time by Harwell, and the puck escapes out to Ratcliffe. Sewardson with a good effort to poke it free, but can't gain possession. In on Rutherford, he'll pat it away to the corner. Ruiz holding, gives away for Ratcliffe. He goes right around Rutherford. They can't finish it, and the Dashers are able to get it out to the point. Rutherford recovers back into position, but that was a scary moment. Could have been a 3-0 game that quick. Back down low again. Harwell holding it, sends it out to Nick Nolt. Over to the near side, it's Del Balso. Now Sean Gore unable to clear. Del Balso has his stick tied up by Ratcliffe. Taken away, Ruiz, quick shot. Turned aside by Parker Rutherford, and that will do it for our next media timeout. The Hat-Tricks lead it 2-0 here as we step aside for a word from our sponsors. 2-0 here in Danbury.
Winter's coming. Think your furnace is good to go but want to be sure? For a limited time, CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air is offering a $65 basic operational check to get you ready for the cold. Need plumbing or electrical work too? CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air now proudly serves the Danville area for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Call CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air now to book your basic furnace operational check at 217-442-1454 or visit cutradeservices.com today.
Toyota of Danville is car shopping made easy. They provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles along with exceptional care. Car loans and financing are also available. Toyota of Danville prides themselves on their commitment to amazing customer experiences. They also have a service center to ensure the vehicle you purchase will be up to par and on the road for years to come. While you wait on service or parts, they have a wide variety of thoughtful amenities to enhance your experience. Come on down and see what Toyota of Danville can offer you. Toyota of Danville is located at 2106 Georgetown Road in Tilton, Illinois.
And we welcome you back. 9:12 to go here. Period one. The Hat-Tricks in front 2-0 as another quick shot comes in on Parker Rutherford, and he'll hang on to that one for another whistle just a couple seconds after it was dropped again.
He's making so many saves.
No, he is tremendous.
He's probably going to pass Connor McCollum at some point.
I believe he's like 50 away from 200 just in the last 2 nights, and certainly that's on the table here tonight with this Danbury offense coming off a career night in which they had a franchise record 71 shots on goal. Backdoor pass, and Gonzalez couldn't unleash the shot. Now a stretch pass, Del Balso with a burst of speed, going to track down Abdella. Del Balso, good effort there, frees it up in the corner and then misplayed it, so it swept back below the goal. Gonzalez goes up the wall, and it comes down to Davis. Swept in by Slinger, and now Vasiliev with a beautiful breakout pass, closing in back to Vasiliev, and his shot goes awry back to the corner for Van Durken to collect. Van Durken over to the far side, or the near side circle, now with his Frolov, gives it away. Quick shot in front, and it caroms all the way back behind the goal again. Slinger slams on the brakes, trying to evade the pressure of Van Durken, accepts a body check before giving the puck away. Back over to the middle it comes. It's Jumanji with it, looking to find Jawan Davis. And the Dasher's able to get it in deep. Shots 14-2 Danbury here early on.
One thing you notice is Frankie McClendon likes to play the puck. That's kind of been his MO throughout his career in the FPHL.
Prexler has his pass deflected over to Zach Horn. Horn, trouble getting it deep. Dashers in the midst of a change have no support on the back end. Hullaby now. Toe drag move, but lost it in transition. It goes back down below the end line. Sent to the middle, where it will be held and sent back over to LaBelle from Newburgh. Now it's Hullaby looking to track it down below the end line again. It's Connor Woolley, who had a pair of goals last night and was the game's 3rd star, knocking it back down low in the direction of Hullaby. Prexler looking for Malott again. Backhand pass for Hullaby. Back to the point for Christo. Then he tipped over Sean Gore, who will have to rise back to his feet. Saucer pass a little too hot for Newburgh to handle, and the Dasher is able to flip it out of the zone.
Christo's a good story. He's a Greek National Heritage player. I believe that's an actual team. The Greek Heritage National Team plays for them, and he's one of the first guys to ever play for that team and play pro.
Quinn O'Reilly carrying the puck up the far side. A couple nifty moves there to start the breakout. Chips it on in for Sewardson to play. He sweeps it over in the direction of Prexler, who tried to poke it free. It's taken away by Ratcliffe. Now Johnny Ruiz, break out to the defenseman LaBelle. He's got 10 goals, tried to make it 11, but Rutherford makes a good save on the shot that changed direction a little bit.
Saw a little bit of body work there from Doyle as that hits the post. That was Nolt.
Yeah, Nolt that time with a rip off the far side post. He certainly looks like he's going to be a great addition for these Rabbits down the stretch here. Saucer pass for Ruiz. He holds, goes right around Rutherford, tried to jam it in tight, and somehow, once again, that one will be cleared. But that's the second time where it almost seemed like the lady was going to sing the song, and all of a sudden the puck shoots back in the other direction. Dasher's very fortunate there.
And that loud horn was going to go off.
Yeah, that loud horn, I swear, I listened back, and it doesn't sound that loud on the stream.
Not at all.
But when you're right here, you can't even hear your thoughts. It is, and I love goal horns, but it's the loudest in the FPHL. And
I don't think I've told you, I've operated that horn before.
Yeah, public address announcer? Was it the same gig?
Yeah, you do the horn right in the box.
Davis does not keep it in, they say, at the blue line. Speaking of which, let's get into our officiating crew before we get into period 2. We'll have to wait for some things to update here, but should have that for you in just a moment. Here we go. Referees tonight is Chris Montalvo and Justin Crawford are the referees. Justin Kowalski and Eric Ellingson are the linesmen. That's your crew tonight. On the Frolov goal, the assists go to Van Durken and Vasiliev. And then, of course, on the Ruiz goal, Harwell and LaBelle credited with the Apples. We play on here. We'll take you through our out-of-town scoreboard as well periodically throughout the night.
Lots of big races going on, especially the 4-5 matchups in both the Empire and Continental. Chance here for the Dashers.
Here we go. Zach Horn leading the charge with Jumanji. Got it to him, but Jumanji just couldn't steer it on goal enough. Then there's a scary hit over in the corner on Jawan Davis. Then he's going to go get pinned up into the wall. Horn coming in to help out. Davis tenaciously working through all the contact to free up the puck. Instead gets his lunch money taken, and back the other way come the Rabbits.
Dashers need a physical response here. They need to do something. Get a hit, get a fight.
Back down low on the backhand. Rutherford sprawling around. Head to the heavens by Van Durken that time. He can't believe he didn't bury it. Inside 5 minutes to go here. Jumanji, a nice touch to get the puck out of the zone. Dashers will go out for a change. Spinning away from the pressure, it comes away to Pamaleon. Back down low for Zach Slinger. Slinger in the direction of Nathan Malott, who will start the breakout from his own end. Shoots it in just over the glove of McClendon, but it goes wide anyway. Sewardson with time and space. That quickly goes awry. Slinger's shot into the glove of McClendon, and that will do it once again for our final media timeout of period one. The Dashers trail at 2-0 here, being outshot 16-3 as we step aside for our final media timeout of period one from Danbury.
Midwest Asphalt specializes in a wide range of services, including asphalt contracting, which includes seal coating, line striping, and patchwork, earthwork like grading, foundation work, excavation, sewer and water services, and site clearing, concrete services for walls, floors, foundations, sidewalks, and parking lots, and property demolition, industrial, residential, commercial demolition, and concrete removal. They are locally owned and operated by highly trained professional crews with emergency services available. Visit MidwestAsphaltCo.com to request a free estimate or call 217-446-3350. Gilbert Street Cafe serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They offer all of their menu options at any time of the day to satisfy any mood you find yourself in. They offer a variety of your favorite salads, sandwiches, burgers, and Italian dishes. Gilbert Street Cafe is a casual-style family restaurant in a comfortable, modern, and friendly environment. They are open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Feel free to place an order online for takeout or come and dine inside. Their friendly staff will greet you as part of their own family. You can call at 217-213-6169 or visit 628.
Offensive zone draw for the Dashers. 4:12 to go. Appreciate everybody's well wishes as I battle this cold, the seasonal cold, of course. It might sound a little nasally still, but hopefully by Watertown next week we'll be all better and ready to go. But appreciate everybody who's reached out and hope that I feel better. Definitely am seeing all those messages, even if I haven't responded to all of you. But thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Doesn't sound like it at all, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely, I can feel it.
Yeah.
As Hullaby now, a little extra on Tim Delaney there as it's sent in front. Hullaby trying to locate his stick. Albrick and Delaney keeping it away from him. Yeah,
there might be an interference here, I think, on a Dashers for pushing Hullaby's stick. I saw this call yesterday in one of the North American League games before these games.
That's exactly what's going to happen here, so we'll sit tight on this delayed penalty. It's back the other way. Here's Ratcliffe, 6-on-5 for the hat-tricks. Drop pass for Vasiliev to the middle, looking for Ruiz. Got all the way through him. Prexler touches up, and now Danbury will go to the power play for the second time tonight. They're already 1 for 1. It's an interference call coming on Tim Delaney.
It's going to be for Delaney pushing Hullaby's stick almost out of the zone. You can't really do that, so they call that an interference because you're interfering with the guy's stick.
Tim Delaney, the latest addition for the Dashers. He comes in 6'1", 180 pounds out of St. Louis, Missouri, 23 years old.
Played with his brother TJ last year in Motor City.
New England College alum as well in the NCAA D3 level. Closing in on 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes on the Delaney penalty, of course. LaBelle with it. Sends it back down low. Hullaby looking for the bumper position. That was held by Harwell. It comes back around to LaBelle. LaBelle finds Ruiz just inside the blue line. Quick feet across. And now some nifty skating will get it back out to the point. Ratcliffe, quick drop pass. Ruiz puts a dent in the pipe.
I think Rutherford got a piece of it too.
Yeah, he's been superb now. He's faced 19 shots here in the first period. Quick little give and go, and Ruiz bangs it again, this time into a defender. It goes to the far wall. Danbury's power play just so prolific. Just cashing in just about 1 in every 4 tries they get. Which when you shake it out, it's typically once a game. At the very minimum. In tight, there's a quick shot for Harwell. The rebound, LaBelle, blocked in front by Sewardson or Rutherford. Nobody knows. Rutherford out of position, able to get back to his feet. Down low, LaBelle couldn't finish it.
And that comes off.
Good time for that to happen, certainly so here. With 2:03 remaining in the first period.
Well, he did not do the Josh Rosenzweig special, thankfully.
Yeah, I saw he got I assume you're referring to the suspension he was given, a 2-game suspension I just saw on the FPHL website.
It was not for pushing the net off countless times, though.
Yeah, what happened, though? Take me through that while we have a moment
I
here.
read it because I didn't actually watch that game, but I believe he punched a Monroe player right in front of the net is what I read. I could be completely wrong. Somebody in the chat will probably tell me if I'm wrong. But,
Fair enough.
But, yeah, at least he didn't push off the net like Rosenzweig usually does.
As down low, Rutherford able to make a couple more saves there. Slinger just forced to chip it up the wall, but can't get it out of the zone. Heavy pressure from the Hat-Tricks forecheck. Now another one-timer from Van Durken goes wide on the near side. Out to the point, it's Woolley. Tiptoeing the blue line, goes to the top of the key. Jumanji tried to take a run at him. Gonzalez over to Woolley again. Back for Gonzalez, darting through the circle, holds, and coils back up to the point. Back across, it's Vasiliev, and the Dashers able to fight it back down low in their corner. Slinger banking one with the backhand. It comes back out to the blue line. Gonzalez, hold and shoot. And that one blocked down.
That is a really good kill by the Dashers. Now let's see if they can hang on here as Delaney comes out.
So back to even strength hockey here. 67 seconds to go in period one. Back over to the near side, it's Van Durken. Nault comes off the bench as well to join the action. Inside a minute to go. Out to the point now. Nault with it, goes back down low for Frolov to Vasiliev in the high slot. He shoots off of Sewardson. Dashers doing whatever they can to get it clear. Sewardson down on all fours. Tried to swat that one out.
This is an incredible shift by Blake Sewardson. About 2.5 minutes on the ice here for number 11.
And he's just barely able to force it out of the zone. What an effort that time from number 11, using his paw that time. As this one will come the length, and the Dashers.
Oh, and he's got to stay on the ice, too.
Ice the puck, and they're going to have to keep that same group out.
Wow. Blake Sewardson, that was an incredible shift. Still going on, obviously, but about 3 or 4 blocked shots, a couple plays to get the puck out of the zone, and now we'll have to try to get it out one more time as Jumanji comes on the ice. Delaney, who is fresh out of the box, is still out there as well.
About 28 seconds to go here. As faceoff is dropped and controlled by the Rabbits.
I think I just was singing on air by accident. Oops.
No, sometimes you just got to feel the rhythm. I respect it. Malott with it now, slides it back over to Delaney. Now Slinger trying to catch up to it. It's a quick shot through the circle, and Rutherford squeezes his pads together to hold on to that one. Shots are very lopsided, even more so than yesterday. The Dashers had at least 7 in every period yesterday. Double digits just once. That was in period 1 with 11. And then they had 9 in the second, 7 in the third. Here in period 1 tonight, just 3.
LaBelle is jawing at somebody from far away. I don't know if it's somebody on his bench or the Dashers bench. There's no response there.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But he certainly seems pretty upset about something.
Maybe the ref?
Back over to the near side. It's going to be our final horn of period 1. The Hat-Tricks lead this one by a score of 2-0. Tough go for the Dashers thus far, just unable to mount much offense, Christian, and they got to find a way to create a more physical tempo.
Absolutely. I've been saying it nonstop this period. You have to use the body. Maybe get a fight going. I know Slark is not in the lineup, but there's a guy like Sean Gore. Maybe he's dropped the gloves multiple times. Maybe get him to drop the gloves with somebody. Try to go with maybe like a Josh Newberg who is willing to drop the gloves at any moment just to get your team jumped up at some point in this second period, because I think you can get back and going with a fight or even a big hit.
Yeah, your next best bet outside of those guys is either Sean Doyle or Quinn O'Reilly. So
Doyle
you'll see if
go.
any of them will answer the bell, of course. But until then, we've got 18 minutes to step aside and catch our breath once again. Still a very winnable hockey game for the Dashers. They trail it just 2-0. Shots are 21-3, though. Will they come out better in period 2? Find out. Stick with us right here on the Dashers Hockey Network. Fans, Nick Gullo played his 200th professional game last night. Huge shout out to Nick as the Motor City Rockers earned a win last night. They're tied with the Venom 1-1 currently. But we're going to play Nick Gullo's mic'd up video of him. Feel free to shoot him a congratulatory message. 200 professional games. Congrats, Nick.
I'm Nick Gullo, this is Dasher's Mike. Mario Murphy, check one. Check one, check one. Yep. Yep. Oh, baby. Want to see something cool? Hey, this guy, swing with me here. Swing with me here. Stay, stay. Hey, you and me. Swing, swing. Hey Trey, what's up? Trey Fisher, 44, professional hockey player by day, professional card dealer by night. Trey, you want to talk to me how you got into card dealing?
Oh, you got to put food on the table.
Yeah, there you go, Parks. There you go, Parks. That's it, boys. Hey, that's a good story, Trey. Let's go get a rep here, huh? Punt! Hey, punt! Yeah. That Jake guy is really strong. Oh! Very, very rich! Devin. So beautiful, and then it's all right.
It got hard for a second. I thought I was getting back to what's happened.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, I'm up. A lot of reps today. A lot of reps. All right, let's do something cool, guys. No. Like, we need to scissor more. We need to move more. Let's keep moving, eh? Oh, you got to bury that. Yep. I also need a new. This stick is so whipped out. It's brutal.
He's going around and around. That's the forward route.
Visualizing what he's
D.
got next.
You get this pass. You tight turn. Escape move. Pass to the D. Pass to the D.
Hey, what's up?
Pass to the D. Just forward when you shoot the puck.
I'm here with the mayor of Danville, Justin Brosnan. Justin, with the election coming up here in a couple months, what's your first thing that you can
You like fishing.
influence on your tour of duty here in Danville? 61832 area code. All right, Justin's a man of many words, guys. Yeah, that's all right. I'm mic'd up, too. It's all right. I am mic'd up, yep. I am on the hot mic. So I go to Mully. And then we do a big loop. And then I go.
You guys are going first.
And I'm shooting down here, correct? Shooting down here.
You guys are going to Molly.
All right, good try. That's it, boys. Red run. Nice, Sal, eh? Nice ripper. Attaboy, Sal. Attaboy, Sal. Hey! Peter picked a pair of pickled pepper. Oh, I thought I had him high. Good save, Oscar. He's so big. Such a mutant.
Give me one here, eh?
You want one?
3D
You want one here?
side.
Right up the draw. Let's go. Kiss.
Hey, when I blow the whistle, we stop. No moving.
Look at that pass, boys. Look at that pass. Like, I've just never seen a guy have such good taper like Dobek does. Like, I don't know where he gets his suits tailored, but honestly, it's a thing. It's a thing to be reckoned with. You guys ever been able to sit like that? I've never been able to sit like that. I know he is. Man, he's got great quads though, for sure. That's for sure.
Oh, what a draw.
Red one. Where's my wingers? There he is! I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna chip it out. Like that.
Who would win in a 1v1 basketball game? Who is better at Mario Kart or FIFA? Who would survive longer on a desert island? Who is more likely to get lost on a road trip? Who would make a better stand-up comedian? Who is more competitive outside of hockey? Who is more likely to break out in a dance randomly? Who is better at keeping secrets? Who has a crazier save celebration? Who would get further on the show Survivor? Who is more likely to sleep through their alarm? Who would win in a hot dog eating contest? Who is better at impersonations? Who's the better rock, paper, scissors player? Who would win in a Nerf gun fight? Who is more likely to star in an action movie? Who is better at wrapping presents? Who is more likely to prank a teammate? Who would win a debate about something completely random? Who is more likely to trip over nothing in public? Who has the better selfie game? Who would make a better magician? Who would last longer at an all-you-can-eat buffet? Who is better at making people laugh? Who is the better fighter? Who would win in a pillow fight? Who is more likely to fall asleep during a movie? Who would get away with a crime in a spy movie? And who loves the Dashers the most? Sweet. All right. My name is Devin Dobeck. I'm the broadcaster for the Dashers. I was born on November 13th, 2001 in East Longmeadow, Massachusetts. I now live out in Cape Cod with my mom, dad, my brother Brady, and my dog Buddy. I knew I wanted to start broadcasting at a young age, except that I wasn't a great athlete, so if me and my brother were playing wiffle ball, knee hockey, or basketball, all I wanted to do was call each and every one of those games as if we were athletes in Game 7. I began actually broadcasting in high school for the local station LCAT, where I called hockey, basketball, football, and soccer there, and I realized I wanted to make a career out of it. So from that point on, I went to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where I joined WMUA Sports, 91.1 FM, the student radio station, and in my senior year, I was the sports director for the station. I've also worked in the New England Collegiate Baseball League for the Valley Blue Sox for a summer, and following that, 3 years with the Harwich Mariners in the Cape Cod Baseball League. We won a championship in my most recent season, which was pretty cool to ride off into the sunset. I've also been a viceroy for Barstool Sports, running ZooMass on their social media for @UMass, and also Barstool Boston, which is something I currently do on the side. And now I'm here in Danville working for the Dashers and having an absolute blast. Happy to be here. Most likely to fight on the opening draw?
Murphy.
Best dressed?
Probably Braz.
Worst dressed?
Juju.
Best flow on the team?
Jumanji.
Most likely to forget their stick for a game?
Prexler, because he's using my backup.
Worst at staying on their feet, a.k.a. the human Zamboni?
O'Reilly.
Most likely to make a highlight reel of themselves?
Probably Bras.
Coach's pet.
I don't know. O'Reilly.
Most likely to score on their own goal.
Gorzy.
Biggest drama queen on the team.
Sewardson.
Most likely to go to the sin bin.
Murphy.
Most likely to be mistaken for a coach.
Old Man Bras.
Best dangler on the team.
Also Old Man Bras.
Hardest hitter on the team.
Oh, I would not want to get hit by Murphy.
Most likely to sleep through practice.
Zach Horn.
Toughest player on the team.
Murphy.
Best Riz on the team.
Oh, geez. Jumanji.
Team klutz.
O'Reilly.
Best pregame motivator.
Probably our captain, Justin Brazen.
Best locker room ox.
Brazen had some good ones today.
Most likely to take the ice with their skate guards on.
Juju.
Most likely to use a whole roll of tape.
Murphy, he tapes everything.
Most likely to mouth off to an official.
Probably also Murphy.
Most likely to be mistaken for a Zamboni driver.
Oh. Malott.
Most likely to still play at 70 years old.
Brazen.
Toughest customer on the team.
Probably Murphy. Although
Take a hit, shoot me down, shoot me down. I won't ever hit the ground, hit the ground. Playing dead I'll never do. Gotta keep an eye on you. Patience is wearing thin, paper thin. Promises broke again. What a sin, but it only feeds my energy. So don't expect no sympathy. Smoke, fire, it's all going up. Don't you know I ain't afraid to shed a little blood? Smoke, fire, flares are going up, flares are going up. Oh, won't wave my white flag, no. This time I won't let go. I'd rather die than give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight. Won't wave my white flag, no. Oh, I won't go down slow. I'd rather die than give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight. Put an X on my chest, but I'm still standing, 'cause I won't forget the hell on earth you put me through. I'll save myself in spite of you. Smoke, fire, it's all going up. Don't you know I ain't afraid to shed a little blood? Smoke, fire, flares are going up, flares are going up. Oh, won't wave my white flag, no. This time I won't let go. I'd rather die than give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight, give up the fight. Won't wave my white flag, no. Oh, I won't go down slow. I'd rather
welcome you back ahead of period 2. About 80 seconds to puck drop. Devin Novak and Christian Gardecki back along with you here. Let's take a look at our game summary up until this point. Hat-tricks in front by a score of 2-0 here. Vadim Frolov scored just 105 seconds into period 1, his 19th of the season. Then inside 4 minutes later, Andrew Turo takes a good penalty to negate a 2-on-0 opportunity against Rutherford, but Johnny Ruiz with a really beautiful goal, banking it off the back of Rutherford, a trick shot goal, if you will. That was the second tally, and then after that, it was just 14 minutes on tilt with the hat-trick still seeming like they had a power play, but Rutherford standing in there, making 19 saves. He was exceptional. Quickly through the game stats as well. It has been a pretty complete game for the hat-tricks by the numbers. They lead it 2-0, out shooting the Dashers 21-3. On the power play, they're 1 for 2. The Dashers with 2 minor penalties, so they have done themselves no favors on the special teams, Christian, and it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for them as we open period 2.
I muted myself there. I think, I said it before, Devin, you need something to jumpstart this team. Find a way to get some toughness out there, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it really is true, because that can shift momentum to your way whenever you're playing a hockey game, absolutely. So it is going to be that first line out there for the Dashers. Actually, I think Zach Horn is going to move up here instead of Davis. It'll be Horn, Prexler, and Sewardson against Danbury's first line of Harwell, Ratcliffe, and Ruiz. Period 2, here we go, Devin.
All right, and we're underway to begin the middle chapter. Still just 2 more periods to go between these two teams out of a possible 12 in the season series. It's crazy to think this season is winding down before our very eyes, but it has been a fun one in the Fed. As this one will be iced, and with 19:46 to go, takes just 14 seconds to get our next whistle.
See what happens here on the faceoff. Johnny Ruiz has some sort of plan here. This team was big on faceoff plays a couple years ago when Dave McIsaac was the head coach. That was about 4 years ago. See if they've learned anything and taken that here. No, just a regular faceoff with the hat-tricks.
LaBelle looking to shoot, and it's right into the chest of Parker Rutherford, who holds on to that one for another whistle and a faceoff. I mean, he really is exceptional. Yeah. We've said it time and time again, but this guy really needs his flowers, because I feel bad. You're going to go on his EP and see his numbers and be like, geez, not sub 900 save percentage. But this guy is unbelievable for what he does on a night-to-night basis, especially talking about 7 games in 2 weeks. Are you kidding me, Parker? He's just been exceptional.
I think that save percentage could reach over 900 at some point if he keeps getting the amount of shots he's getting. But also, I think you have to look at the saves made numbers and the amount of minutes he has played this year. He's been the workhorse. I know earlier in the year it was kind of split with Oscar Walgren, but now in the last couple weeks it's been all Parker Rutherford, 7 in the last 13 days.
Ruiz, a beautiful behind-the-back move, has his pocket picked, though, in the process by Sewardson, who drops it down below the goal. Malott went right when he should have went left, and it leads to another Danbury possession. Harwell's shot into the chest of Rutherford again, and he comes up big for his squad.
Got to be tougher in the middle, too. You have to tie up sticks. I don't think I've seen a single stick tied up by this Dashers team. They have to really tie up in front of the net.
Yeah, it just seems like they're playing a very laissez-faire style of hockey, if you will. Not a whole lot of physicality, not producing much offense. Got to find a way to get things going in the opposite direction. Give yourself a momentum boost.
Absolutely.
Danbury is dominating, but they also might be taking you guys lightly or for granted. So show them that you're there, and you're in the same league.
Here we go.
Now here we go on the other side. Uturo's just getting jumped by Newberg. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there, but Newberg now barking down at Andrew Uturo on the near side. Referees are going to stand in to break that up. I have no idea how that commenced, Christian.
I wasn't even looking at it, no, and I think this is going to result in a Dashers power play maybe. Uturo didn't do anything. I don't think he deserves to go in the box. I think it's just going to be a 2-minute roughing or maybe unsportsmanlike they just called it for Josh Newberg. I mean, that's kind of what you wanted to see the team do, but, I mean, you do get a power play off of it, but see if that jumps anything here.
So the Dashers will head to their first Jenna Worth State Farm power play. We'll see if this maybe can turn the tide for their offense. My best bet would be, I wish we could rewind, but my best bet would be Newberg took exception to how Uturo made a play or something, or they got tied up, and then he made, a one quick rash movement with his body, and it kind of led to a scrum and, of course, now a couple cheap shots.
And I was looking, it was behind the play. It was at the blue line while the puck was below the goal line.
O'Reilly with it now. Gives over to Prexler. Albrecht looking with Horn. He sends a shot in from the point. That was probably not the opportunity the Dashers wanted. But looking for a big rebound on the doorstep for Jumanji. Power play clock is not running for you. We'll try and catch that up as quick as we can.
Yeah, it's the second unit right now for the Dashers, led by Jumanji, Horn, Prexler, and Albrecht out there along with Quinn O'Reilly, and the Dashers just going offside, or not, I guess.
So they stay on there. Prexler down low looking for Horn, has his pocket picked by Gonzalez. Somehow gets it back from Zach Horn. Good effort down low by them. Prexler closing in, shoots, and it's a save made by McClendon. Now potential shorthanded opportunity. Dashers got to get back. Looked like Ratcliffe didn't want to give that puck up, but Johnny Ruiz, who's one of the most lethal shorthanded goal scorers on the team, would have had a chance to go one-on-one there.
This whole team is the best shorthanded goal team in the league, really. When you look at their numbers, they're ranked number 2, but they really do more in big moments.
Albrecht picks it up in the neutral zone. Really heavy forecheck. He's able to shake Vadim Frolov and wheel up the near side. Looking for some sort of passing lane. Finds Tim Delaney, who walks in across the blue line. Drop pass for Sewardson. Like that from the Dashers. And then the puck goes awry down into the corner.
I would like to see that shot from Stewardson instead of a pass.
Back in the direction of LaBelle. It gets all the way through to Van Durken. He gets a shot away into the deer on the chest of Parker Rutherford. Winding down here on the power play time, so our friend Jenna Worth is going to have to be patient and wait for the next one. On the near side, Sewardson back across for Malott. Fresh out of the box is Josh Newberg. Malott takes a couple hacks on the hands, gets it to Sewardson. Moving in tight, he shoots. McClendon makes the save.
That's the best save he's made all night, the best opportunity for the Dashers.
Van Durken now gains control of the line. LaBelle with him. He has it poked away by Malott for a moment. Down low, Van Durken, the leading points getter on the team for the Hat-Tricks, back up to LaBelle. He's got 55-plus points this season. Gleb Van Durken's sort of spectacular rookie campaign. I wouldn't be surprised to see him on some sort of awards list in the Empire Division.
He'll be on the all-young star team they announce every year. He'll definitely be in that first team. I know Douglas Huka, our colleague to our left, was mentioning that last night, and 100% we'll see that tonight.
So Del Balso will take this face-off going up against Newberg, who of course was just booked for that unsportsmanlike. Jawan Davis comes in instead to take the face-off. And it will be won by Newberg. Back out to the point just inside the blue line. Slap pass is in tight for a one-timer, and Hullaby is turned aside by Rutherford. Brilliant save once again from post to post.
He's probably the quickest goaltender in this league, going post to post. And that's partially because of the small frame, but a great job there by Parker Rutherford, stopping an absolute blast by Dylan Hullaby from Ovechkin's spot.
Rutherford shaking his head, just completely in disbelief.
I don't know if he's
how
ever
many
seen
shots he's faced.
I was going to say, I don't know if he's ever seen this many shots in his career.
Hullaby down low. Gives it away to Woolley. Woolley out to Gonzalez, whose one-timer flutters and caught Sean Gore again. He's in some pain as the Dashers flip it up and over the glass. Jawan Davis trying to solicit that it was tipped, but he's going to go for delay of game.
That was straight out. You can hear the Danbury bench say, hey, that is out. And now it'll be a power play for the Hat-Tricks, who are 1 for 2 today.
So the Hat-Tricks power play will go back to work, and yeah, they've really put together some kind of special campaign. So it's the third Carnegie Dumpstar penalty kill for the Dashers. Face-off will be won and controlled by the Hat-Tricks. Slinger still working to try and poke it out of the zone. Instead, it's going to be Albrecht poking it up into the air. Ruiz now below the end line. Gets it back up to the point for Ratcliffe. Across for LaBelle, the assistant captain. Former Watertown Wolf as well. Johnny Ruiz, the player head coach, gives to LaBelle, whose drive is turned aside by Parker Rutherford. Inside 100 seconds to go on the penalty kill for the Dashers. Sewardson looked like he might have got hit down low in the knee, but he's still able to clear it.
And was able to get the change there. Let's put the second unit out there. Horn and Prexler on the offensive side. Still got the two defensemen out there in Albrecht and Slinger.
Down low, Harwell gets it to Hullaby. Still can't be cleared by Albrecht. Instead, it comes out to Ratcliffe. Fiddling and diddling at the point. Over to Ruiz. Down low for Harwell. Looking backdoor for LaBelle, who is pinched considerably down low for a defenseman.
Well, I said this last night. They run this power play through LaBelle. Wherever he goes, that's where they were looking for is Josh LaBelle.
Ruiz wheeling around through the far circle. Comes back behind the goal and gives it away. A tough pass that gets all the way through Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe gets a pat on the back from his captain, Johnny Ruiz.
They play so well together. They've been doing it for about 2 years now since that championship season when Ratcliffe came in late in the year.
Frolov's pass deflects off Utero back into the hat-trick's direction. 30 seconds to go on the minor to Juwan Davis for delay of game. He's already up and ready for his next shift. Expect him to come out flying with frustration. See if he can use that as a spark plug if the Dashers can get a much-needed kill. Utero and O'Reilly now a 2-on-1 chance shorthanded. 5 shorthanded goals for the Dashers this season. Why not 6? Quinn O'Reilly pots one on the short side of Frankie McClendon. A beautiful goal shorthanded. Utero and O'Reilly running it. Quinn O'Reilly's got his 5th in the black and orange.
Quinn O'Reilly with the bleach blonde hair on the back door. That's a beautiful play there. And the Dashers get on board for the first time this weekend. A great feed there by Utero. Kind of lost it a little bit. Was O'Reilly, but he was able to put it past Frankie McClendon with all that space. A big short-handed goal for the Dashers.
No kidding. A big goal for Quinn O'Reilly. Makes the score 2-1. Utero and Newberg having another conversation on the wing. Let's keep an eye on that once this puck is dropped. Expect a couple slashes to be had for either side. But, of course, Newberg's the righty. He's at a disadvantage. And now Delaney all kinds of confused. It looks like Albrecht, the defenseman, is going to take the face-off. Pomaleon tossed off the draw. Coming in to take it now is going to be Hullaby, and Hullaby able to win it back to Pomaleon.
Albrecht, not the first defenseman we see take a face-off this weekend. Josh LaBelle actually took one last night in the third period.
Yeah, definitely a unique circumstance as Hullaby has it go over to Utero. Newberg tried to run him over. Of course, still upset about the events that happened a little while ago, warranting the Newberg penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Inside 14 minutes to go. Davis fresh out of the box. Dashers are back to even strength. They've killed the Carnegie Dumpstar penalty kill with a shorty. Utero closes in and shoots. McClendon makes the save. The rebound. Davis jams away at it. Still loose, coming to the near circle. And it spits back out to Malott at center ice.
That's a great opportunity for the Dashers, trying to put it on Frankie McClendon and get the rebounds in front.
On the near side, back out of their own zone. Here come the hat-tricks. Hullaby looking to shift it over to Pomaleon. It goes to the far corner. Shots are 26-5.
This team's playing with more jump now after that goal, Devin.
Shots are 5-2. Hat-tricks in the period. Slinger looking to center for Davis. Takes a funky bounce out to Albrecht. Forces it on goal. McClendon way out of his crease. And the Dashers almost even this game. Back to Slinger. Slinger looking down low for Davis. Takes a funky bounce off the wall. And now Davis will be escorted out of the paint.
He put his hands up. He was like, hey, I didn't mean to do it. Frankie's my guy from last year here. Good opportunity for the Dashers. That is the best offensive look, the best offensive zone pressure for the Dashers as we go to our first media timeout.
Yeah, it certainly was, Christian. Things trending in the right direction. Nothing is impossible here in Danbury. Why not a miracle as the Dashers close out their road trip? We'll be back in a few moments after this word from Evergreen.
Evergreen Roadworks is a blend of Champagne Asphalt, Ileana Construction, pavement maintenance systems, and ProTac asphalt spraying experts with roots dating back to 1946. Together, they leverage their expertise to expand their capabilities and provide enhanced services to all of their valued customers. Evergreen Roadworks is a trusted brand who prides themselves on healthy business relationships and a safety-first mindset. They have a proven legacy, supported by quality that lasts, and will continue to find new ways to improve their technology to leave both new and current customers satisfied. Evergreen Roadworks' consideration for one another has a lasting positive impact, ensuring their influence resonates long after the asphalt cools. For more information, email info@evergreenroadworks.com or call 217-356-6900. 7288.
And we welcome you back. Dashers on the board with Quinn O'Reilly's 5th of the season, the Junkyard Dog trying to fire up his teammates. We'll see how they can respond out of the first media timeout. This will be dumped on in. Ratcliffe will go try and chase it down. Albrecht, a nice fake that he was going to sweep it with his forehand, plays it with the backhand. Now it's Utero poking it out of the zone. Maybe numbers the other way for the Dashers. Delaney had O'Reilly for a moment, but couldn't find a way to center the puck through the tough back check of Christo. Utero now sends one into Christo again. O'Reilly back checks to Utero. He got hit up high once again by LaBelle.
Well, Utero is playing the body in at least, and I like to see Delaney. Delaney is pinching in to the play offensively.
And they'll deem that Sewardson was offside there, so we'll get another whistle and a face-off. But yeah, the Dashers starting to turn some heads here. This building's the quietest it's been all night, to say the least.
Absolutely. I've seen some crazier things, though, Devin. Back in 2012, the FBH had a team in Vermont called the Vermont Wild. They actually were basically folded. So to fill those extra dates, they created a travel-only team called the Delaware Federals. They came into this building. It was all local players. I'll say more after this.
Frolov driving the goal with a power move. Tried to get it on his forehand and tuck it past Rutherford, but the release went wide. Centered again in front, and Van Durkin on the doorstep couldn't finish it.
The net's off.
Picks it up again. The net might be off. We'll keep an eye on that. Ardella now with it. Going right around Jumanji, pinching down low. Davis gives it back away. Quick low-angle shot from Frolov. Goes into the far corner, and the Dashers are able to get a good clear that time.
That's a great job by Parker Rutherford to stay tall despite every sort of opportunity by the Hat-Tricks.
On the far side now, it comes over to Vasiliev. Abdella with it through the near side circle, pinching in. Serpentining back behind Rutherford, out to the point where it's caught by Gonzalez. Drop pass with his backhand, on over to Vasiliev. Now Van Durkin into the corner. Slinger might have got hit a little up high by Van Durkin. Refs say play on. Javis gets it out of the zone for Horn. Maybe numbers again. Jumanji with it, trying to find a new gear and couldn't get it on goal. He gets run into the wall hard by, looked like Ratcliffe, or rather it was Gonzalez. Back over to Zach Horn, a turnover. He tries to center for Davis. He couldn't catch the pass to uncork the shot.
This is a different forecheck here by the Dashers, really pushing it to the Danbury defenseman.
Great adjustments by Paul McLean in that first period intermission. As in front, there's an opportunity for Vasiliev, who was pulling in tight on Parker Rutherford and just couldn't find a way to get the shot off again. A referee knocked that one down, or else it would have been an odd man rush for the Dashers in the opposite direction.
Devin, that was Rutherford's stick that broke that up. He put the stick out with the poke check, and that broke up the pass.
Yeah, Rutherford's poke check is his patented move. It's his favorite to do when we do breakaway drills in practice, for sure. But that is one of his better skills, is finding ways to disrupt plays while taking matters into his own hands. Vasiliev, or rather Woolley down low, off the blocker. Rutherford Hullaby took a swipe at it, and it's poked away by Albrecht. Here comes Sewardson, north to south, end-to-end hockey. What more do you want? Up around the wall it goes. Might have caught a piece of the netting. Instead, they say play on. Sewardson with it, holding above the circle. An area pass for Albrecht in the far corner. He drops it down low to O'Reilly, looking for Prexler on his backhand. Had Sewardson closing in, and the Hat-Tricks pick it off. Slinger up the wall for O'Reilly. Dashers certainly with some sort of fire that we didn't see in period one here. Hat-Tricks lead in the period two shot department 9-5, but it's been competitive and entertaining. Halfway home here from the Danbury Ice Arena. Slinger gets hit up high there. No call from the officials. Here. He is down on all fours, leaking as the puck comes in and hits him. He's in a lot of pain as he rises up, and now it'll be a media timeout. I mean, come on.
You need a response there, too. Someone's got to see that and go after, I think it was Pamelayan or Hullaby. You need some sort of response to protect your guy there.
Slinger showing the blood. He got hit up high, and I'm not sure
might have been a high
what more
stick,
the refs
maybe.
need to see, but they should definitely take a look at this. We're going to keep this media timeout here, Christian. We'll jump into our out-of-town scoreboard as well and see just what's going on around the league. Port Huron leads Mississippi out in Michigan 2-0 in the second period. The Venom just took the lead 2-1 over the Motor City Rockers in that 4-5 matchup in the Empire Division. Second period out in Fraser. Blue Ridge tied with Baton Rouge 0-0 in the first, and Watertown surprisingly in front 4-0 over the Binghamton Black Bears. Upset watch there. The Binghamton Black Bears have lost only about 5 games all season long, but in jeopardy of a number 6 there. And then the only other active game is the Columbus River Dragons, who lead it 4-2 over at the Fairgrounds Arena in Carolina out in period 3.
That would clinch Columbus into the playoffs with, I think, at least 2 points would put them into the playoffs.
So time will tell, but shots 9-8, Danbury 2. 9:08 to go in the period. Things definitely trending in the right direction for the Dashers. Let's take a look quickly at the Empire Division while we have a couple extra moments.
That score in Motor City, Devin, is huge because if the Venom win, they'll be back to 7 points within. But then again, it makes you wonder, what if they won that game on Thursday night?
Yeah, against the Dashers, it would have really closed the odds, but you see the Venom and the Rockers battling for that final playoff spot. There's about 3 regulation wins and then an extra point that separate them. So if the Venom win, they'll be 7 points back. Still one more with the Rockers tomorrow. That might be can't miss television, but they're in their 4th of 5 straight games. So stay tuned. It's definitely going to be a fatigue-ridden series for the Venom. But if they're able to edge the Rockers, then things could be really trending in the right direction.
See what they can do here. Defensive zone face-off for the Dashers.
Jawan Davis wins it this time, but Sean Doyle misplayed it off the wall, trying to grab it on down, throws a couple cross checks into the back of Ruiz, and now O'Reilly will chip it off the window, the distance of the ice, and the draw will retreat back to the Dashers' end here, 8:56 to go.
Now at the shorter bench, you can see a little bit of a change here as Davis goes down to the second line with O'Reilly and Yaturo. I really like this makeup of this line here, Devin. Get some speed with the big body of O'Reilly.
I agree, too.
And
Paul McLean's adjustments certainly seem to have been paying dividends here in period 2. I think everybody, over 2,000 people in the Danbury Ice Arena, are shocked at what's been going on here as Ratcliffe closes in. Rutherford makes a pad save over to the corner. Out the other way now. Comes on over for Christo. Christo to the far side for LaBelle. Quick snap pass. That should be offside for Harwell. And it will be. Sean Doyle was right there as well. But we'll get another face-off just outside the blue line.
So I'll go back to that story I was talking about, the Delaware Federal. So that team was to pick up home dates. Even they did some in Danville. They were basically a team full of local players. Well, the team that came here to Danbury that one night was basically a nearby adult league team playing down in Hamden. And it was full of ex-pros, guys like Billy Newsom, Bob LaChance. They came in here and they beat Danbury 6-2. A men's league team beat the Danbury Whalers, so anything is possible here.
Anything is possible. And how about this? O'Reilly with it now. Even numbers for the Dashers through the legs of Yaturo. Good back check effort by LaBelle that time to break it up.
I don't like the drive-by there by Yaturo. Stop and go after that puck. Don't drive by.
LaBelle sending one into the slot area, but Yaturo chips it up and out of play. So we'll get ready for another face-off.
It was actually 6-3 that game off the top of my head. Can't remember the date, but still, that was incredible. And this crowd, I've never heard this building quieter. Maybe when the New Jersey Outlaws won the championship here. Maybe it was quieter.
All kinds of history in hockey here. This building just such a special one, Christian.
12 years ago today, by the way, Devin, the banner sits to our left. The Danbury Whalers won the 2013 Commissioner's Cup, a 6-3 win in Game 3 of the best-of-5 series against the Dayton Demons.
Yeah, Christian, these are games you've been going to your whole life, so it's great. Just the wealth of Danbury knowledge. I love it.
I have more knowledge of Bridgeport than Danbury, honestly.
I will attest that one day, hopefully. We'll see if we get to the AHL, but for now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Drop pass for Frolov in the slot now. Comes back out above the circle. Frolov with it, shoots one, and it goes over the crossbar. Back down low for Gonzalez. Holding it. Drops it back inside the blue line for Abdella. Sewardson trying to poke it back out of the zone. Didn't get much on it. It's controlled by Frolov. Across the blue line on the tightrope. Over for Gonzalez into the corner now. Wheeling back towards the point this time is Van Durken. Gonzalez over to Abdella. Still even strength hockey, but the hat-tricks are certainly dominating the zone time out of that second media timeout.
Absolutely, but now the Dashers have a chance to get out here.
Malott accepts the hit to poke the puck out of the zone. Instead, right back in come the Rabbits. Over to Van Durken through the circle, and that one deflects wide.
He was trying to find the stick of throw off, but he instead got his skate.
Inside 7 minutes to go. Frankie McClendon comes out to play this one. Up the wall, here it comes. It's Ruiz. On over to Woolley. Woolley, some nifty skating, spins one on goal, looking to surprise Rutherford, and he makes another big-time stop there.
He didn't really see it. Holby was in front of him. He was able to punch it away, though.
Jawan Davis tried to glove the puck down and put it on his stick blade, and then had to accept the hit of Nick Nolt, playing in just his second professional game.
I think Matt Voidy and Johnny Ruiz and Kyle Gonzalez said something during the last media timeout. Danbury has a better jump here in this last portion of the period.
Malak goes down low and around the wall, takes a funny bounce off one of the stanchions or whatever you want to call it down there in the corner, and the Dashers will have to chase it down in their own end.
That door has been known to have some nightmares for goaltenders in this building before.
Yeah, nothing worse than a hometown bounce that goes against you. As Horn with it now above the circle shoots, and McClendon makes save. Albrecht pinching down low, tried to force a rebound on goal. Now over to Prexler. He coils away from the back check of Bedard. Now Sewardson, slap shot, looking in front for Horn, who made a nice cut to the middle, and it deflects wide. Back down low in the corner again. Prexler pins his body against the wall. Horn, a tenacious effort, wins the puck on back. Sewardson surveying, drop pass for Albrecht, all the way through to Prexler. Prexler holding, had Horn darting to the middle. Dashers now controlling the zone. Why not? Horn's quick shot turned aside by McClendon. 5:20 to go here, period 2.
Hat-Tricks needed that change. They were running around their defensive zone.
Stretch pass for O'Reilly gets all the way through. Referees are going to wave off the icing, or the linesman, I should say. Very fortunate no whistle from the linesman that time for the Dashers, as Albrecht will send it back down low deep. Christo being flanked by Utero. Puck shoots out in the direction of Sewardson. Bank pass on the backhand for Utero once again. Looking back to the near side for O'Reilly, who pinballs it back down low. Sewardson stapled into the glass. Will be played back to the far side and flipped on out to Albrecht at center ice. Good quick effort from Harwell now as he enters the zone, gets it back to LaBelle into the middle for a backhand opportunity. Ratcliffe steers it back up to the top. 4.5 minutes ago. Next whistle will be our final media timeout of period 2. One both these teams might need. Sewardson had O'Reilly for a moment but couldn't reel in the biscuit. Another quick shot through traffic, and Rutherford makes another big stop there. 4:19 to go here. Period 2. Are you entertained yet? The score, the Dashers 1, the Hat-Tricks 2. Plenty more time here coming back on the other side of the break here from Danbury.
You want one?
Yeah,
want one?
Cool.
A Riggs Brewing Co. Dasher IPL, locally brewed in Illinois.
Ooh, can I try? Juicy.
Only $6 at the Dasher games.
Ooh, I like. I would never buy another beer at the Dashers game other than that one.
Me neither.
Hey! Get him! Get him! Hey!
I could get used to this.
Oh, yeah. Hey!
Just like a Dasher's goal, everyone loves a Dasher's IPL.
By Riggs Beer Company.
And we welcome you back. Final 4:19 on tap for you here between the Dashers and the Hat-Tricks. Things have all of a sudden gotten really interesting. The Hat-Tricks had 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of this hockey game, and now ever since, despite their dominance in the zone time, period 2, the Dashers have had some sort of response, couple adjustments made in the room, and they've gotten one back. It actually came shorthanded against all odds.
Yeah, it looks like they're maybe missing a forward as well, because now Jumanji's on the line with Del Balso and Dewan Davis. So we'll see what happens here, but maybe it has to do with the 2 injuries with the 2 guys out tonight's game.
Yeah, Bowie Slarks and Justin Brosnan, of course, inactive tonight. Both of them should be good to go next week, but nagging injuries and definitely don't want to make it worse and ruin the rest of your season. as Rutherford holds on to that one. 3:46 to go here in period 2. Shots are 35-11 on the scoreboard.
It'll be 37. I think those two will count as 36 and 37.
So we'll keep an eye on those numbers, but Parker Rutherford has been nothing shy of exceptional here tonight, Christian.
Absolutely, as he was last night and as he was Thursday night in Poughkeepsie.
Dropped for Malott, who wraps it all the way around. Online, it's 38-13 in favor of the hat trick. So Parker Rutherford with another 36 saves. He's had 137 in his last, or 136 in his last 2 nights. Prexler's quick shot into the chest of McClendon, who squeezes onto that one. And we'll get ready for another faceoff.
I gotta say, Zach Horn has really impressed me tonight, especially in this second period. He has improved a lot. He's bounced around different teams, right? And now he's
FBHL team here.
He's found a home here in Danville, and he's done a really good job.
Inside 3.5 minutes to go here. Period 2, a 1-goal game. McClendon and Rutherford have both been great tonight, but one has had a lot more volume than the other.
This has really been a career year for Frankie McClendon. We talked about his 8th season in the league, as this one's going to be no icing here. This has been his best year by far.
Albrecht takes a couple hooks and is able to play it out of his own end. Swatted into the neutral zone. Horn couldn't handle the pass that popped up in the air. Sewardson now back over to Albrecht. Some nifty but dangerous stick handling away from Josh Newberg, the former HC Venom player. Albrecht blows an edge in his own zone. Saucer pass for Horn, who jumps around the contact of Abdella before dumping it in. Gonzalez around the wall now this time. Dashers looking for a quick turnover. Abdella able to play it on for Gonzalez. He looks to create some space on the far side. Wheeling around the goal, Zach Slinger cuts him off and ties up the puck. He gets caved in, and the hat tricks are going to go for 2 here. Oh my goodness. 2.5 minutes in the period, and the Dashers are going to head to 2 minutes on the man advantage, and now maybe a response from Gonzalez coming at Slinger down in the corner, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Maybe he didn't like the way that Slinger went down, I guess, or said something. Gonzalez is really not that guy to go at it. He's a very calm-mannered guy. If you talk to him, I talked to him last night, he's a guy who is very calm and is always very willing. But, yeah, that was kind of it was kind of a trip there in the corner where his stick just got caught with Slinger and he gets the call there. And I don't know if he was trying to goat Slinger into taking a matching minor, but it didn't really work out there for the Danbury co-head coach.
So we're back underway on the man advantage. It's our second Jenna-Worth State Farm power play here. We'll get our friend Jenna up for you there in a moment. So it's a tripping penalty officially to Gonzalez, as we pretty much already knew. Back over to O'Reilly, the lone goal scorer for the Deer in this one. O'Reilly, good pass to Horn, who shoots. Oh, McClendon, a big save that time. Zach Horn had that on the forehand in the slot, and a good opportunity there, Christian.
And Frankie McClendon, I said it before, he has improved so much, and a lot of that comes from working with Matt Voidy. Matt Voidy is one of the top goaltending coaches here in the Northeast. He's worked with the likes of Aaron Frankel, among others, who is, of course, the starting goaltender for the U.S. women's national team right now, and the Boston Fleet.
Zach Horn now over to Jumanji, back for Horn outside the circle. Up top for Albrecht, who shoots through traffic, and eventually it will be controlled by Ruiz. The ever-dangerous short-handed threat will elect to just dump this one in as he goes off for a change.
I think O'Reilly might have got a piece of that a little bit with his stick, and McClendon had to come out to save.
Prexler forces it back to Horn. Dashers are going to have to reset once again thanks to the tenacious forecheck effort from the Rabbits. Poked into the zone once again. 1 minute to go on the man advantage with the Kyle Gonzalez penalty. And for how physical Danbury plays, it really amazes me how they're second to last in the Empire Division in penalty minutes. Coming in, had just 771 into the weekend.
Which is a complete 180 from the last 2 years here. Especially with a guy like Daniel Amesbury on the ice.
Oh, I'm sure. But yeah, they pride themselves on a physical brand of hockey, and they've just been great at finding ways to get into scrums, but also knowing what's legal and what's not, I guess.
And the thing is, they had a tough guy at one point, Isaac Embry. He's now playing for the Venom, as this power play has really gone nowhere for the Dashers. Another turnover.
Van Durken now 2-on-2 the other way with Frolov. Frolov holds back to Van Durken with room, shoots. Rutherford from left to right with another big save.
That might have been the best one tonight.
Looked like Van Durken had a little trouble on the release there, because if he had got that off immediately, almost certainly would have been a 3-1 hockey game.
Well, this is the second 60-minute hockey game on the ice today here at the Danbury Ice Arena. There was a North American Hockey League game before, and it's the fourth game in about 48 hours.
Yeah, certainly a lot of use this building gets. Malott with a dangerous tap, and he turns it over. 3-on-1 for the Rabbits. Newberg walking in, shoots. Rutherford with the blocker. Once again, a big stop. Dashers got to find a way through these last 10 seconds to keep it a one-goal game. Pomaleon back out on the far side. Quick shot comes in. Rutherford, another save. Newberg down on a knee. Dashers fighting to get it over the corner, and they get the task done. Wow, surviving by the skin of their teeth. The Hat-Tricks still lead it 2-1, but it's anybody's hockey game as we'll get ready to gear up for period 3 action. Christian, what changed for the Dashers here?
I think they came out with more speed. I think they realized they needed to up the forecheck. That was a much different forecheck from Paul McLean. A really good job there by the Dashers here in period number 2. We'll have to see what the response is for Danbury. They're probably not happy despite having all the shots there, Dev.
Yeah, certainly so. I'm sure that there's going to be some very audible and loud conversations. The Dashers probably going to be satisfied with their effort, but they got to know this is not going to cut it. They're really going to have to crank it up and double the heat heading in to period 3 here if they want to find a way to pull off one of the biggest upsets of the FPHL season.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what the third brings. This could be a really good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely a lot better than last night. A 9-0 victory for the Hat-Tricks, but we'll step aside and hear from a word from our sponsors. Dashers, Hat-Tricks, 20 more minutes in the season finale between these two teams. We'll be back in a dash right here on the Dashers Hockey Network.
Nuts About Bolts is a family and locally owned hardware store that has been open since 2015. Offering a wide range of products, they have the missing piece for your next project. If they don't have what you're looking for in stock, they can happily order it for you. Nuts About Bolts offers delivery services with no minimum purchase amount required. They take pride in their prices and friendly service. First-time customers get 10% off their first purchase. Additionally, Nuts About Bolts accepts returns up to 30 days after your purchase. They are open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can call at 217-516-3186 or visit them at 812 Warrington Avenue in Danville to learn more. Nuts About Bolts is a proud sponsor of Dashers Hockey.
This is no ordinary cup. This Scooter's coffee cup was served with a genuine so good to see you again smile. This cup has a little boost of energy just for you. This cup came with extra whip for good luck.
We lost!
You'll get them next time. This Scooter's coffee cup was made by your favorite barista for her favorite customer. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Scoot on around. We know a lot of people are hurting right now, and the Gold Rush is here to help. We are looking to fill our shelves with your pre-owned items. We pay top dollar for your jewelry, TVs, laptops, tablets, gaming systems, tools, musical equipment, coins, and much more. The Gold Rush Pawn Shop is Vermilion County's best pawn shop, as voted by the Commercial News Reader's Choice Awards for the last 20 years. We have 2 locations to serve you best. The Gold Rush at 20 North Hazel Street in Danville, and Gold Rush 2 at 41 East Main in Champaign.
Toyota of Danville is car shopping made easy. They provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles along with exceptional care. Car loans and financing are also available. Toyota of Danville prides themselves on their commitment to amazing customer experiences. They also have a service center to ensure the vehicle you purchase will be up to par and on the road for years to come. While you wait on service or parts, they have a wide variety of thoughtful amenities to enhance your experience. Come on down and see what Toyota of Danville can offer you. Toyota of Danville is located at 2106 Georgetown Road in Tilton, Illinois. You can search their new and used vehicles or parts inventory online. Feel free to schedule a visit for service. Visit toyotaofdanville.com or call 217-442-8474 to learn more. Toyota of Danville, the fun place to buy.
It's time to come home to Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery.
We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them.
From waterproof floors and carpet to furniture and design advice.
You've got a team of experts on your side.
Now get our best prices of the season on every carpet and floor. Complete your room with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers,
Where floors,
Furniture,
and family meet.
Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean you can't have a bounce house. Make your party one that the kids, and maybe some adults, will remember. Dishman Inflatables offers a wide variety of different sizes and styles of inflatable fun. They pride themselves on exceptional service and affordable prices that can make any day a celebration. Turn your backyard into a princess palace or a pirate ship. There's even dunk tanks available. Located in Bismarck, Illinois, Dishman Inflatables will continue to serve Vermilion County in both Illinois and Indiana for years to come. Follow Dishman Inflatables on Facebook or call 217-474-6319 to learn more. Dishman Inflatables. We rent you the fun for your party. Wilson's Complete Auto and Transmission LLC has been a full-service auto repair shop in Danville, Illinois since 1955. They specialize in full-service auto repair, transmission, and brakes. Their technicians have years of experience and are ASE certified. They're looking forward to growing their business and continuing to serve the Danville and surrounding areas. They'd like to personally invite you to stop in today for auto repair and maintenance. Visit wilsonscompleteauto.com or call 217-442-3382 to learn more. Watchfire empowers businesses to stand out, differentiate themselves, and create a strong market presence. They have developed an advertising solution capable of delivering affordable, effective, and immediate communication that drives revenue. Every aspect of their display hardware, content management software, and ongoing services are built around giving you the greatest tools available to help grow your business. Their world-class engineering team crafts each design and specifies each component to deliver worry-free performance and longevity. Their designs are thoughtful and intentional, aimed at delivering unparalleled uptime and stunning visual performance to a variety of different venues. Watchfire LED sign products carry their commitment to excellence and include the industry-best parts and factory labor warranties. Watchfire, the industry leader in quality, reliability, and customer service. Visit watchfiresigns.com or call 217-442-0611 to learn more.
Winter's coming. Think your furnace is good to go but want to be sure? For a limited time, CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air is offering a $65 basic operational check to get you ready for the cold. Need plumbing or electrical work too? CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air now proudly serves the Danville area for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Call CU Trade Services Kashevsky Heating and Air now to book your basic furnace operational check at 217-442-1454 or visit cutradeservices.com today.
Sleep Inn and Suites in Danville offer a simply stylish sanctuary near the Danville Area Community College. Their wide variety of amenities and accommodations make it the place to stay for anyone. Make yourself at home in one of their 76 individually furnished guest rooms, featuring refrigerators and microwaves. Your pillow-top bed comes with premium bedding. Wired and wireless internet access is complimentary, while 32-inch flat-screen televisions with cable programming provide the entertainment. Private bathrooms with showers feature complimentary toiletries and hair dryers. A complimentary full breakfast is served on weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and on weekends from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Conveniently located off of I-74, they are also within driving distance from several local sites and destinations, including Bunker Hill and Kennecook County Park, the David S. Palmer Arena, and the Village Mall. Looking for a delicious way to enjoy a healthy beverage? Stir Nutrition is Tilton's new healthy hangout. They provide a wide selection of protein shakes, energy drinks, and protein coffees of various sizes and flavors. They also have seasonal specials to fit the vibes just right. Come on in to meet the friendly staff at 1770 Georgetown Road, Suite B in Tilton, Illinois to see for yourself or call 217-703-1374 to learn more. Gilbert Street Cafe serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They offer all of their menu options at any time of the day to satisfy any mood you find yourself in. They offer a variety of your favorite salads, sandwiches, burgers, and Italian dishes. Gilbert Street Cafe is a casual-style family restaurant in a comfortable, modern, and friendly environment. They are open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Feel free to place an order online for takeout or come and dine inside. Their friendly staff will greet you as part of their own family. You can call at 217-213-6169 or visit 628 North Gilbert Street in Danville. Gilbert Street Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Dashers Hockey Club.
Jocko's features legendary pizza and so much more. Imagine all your favorite ingredients piled high on Jocko's crispy, crackery thin, or New York-style crust, plus many delectable signature pizzas. Jocko's award-winning loaded farm-fresh salad bar has the best selection in town and goes perfect with their daily homemade soups. Our extensive menu is comprised of a large variety of appetizers, hearty sandwiches, several entrees, including savory pasta and luscious desserts, wet your whistle signature wines, and craft beer specials. There is always something new to discover at Jocko's, so don't miss our daily and monthly specials. Kids of all ages will love the model trains and daily games on the big screens. We welcome groups of all sizes or enjoy the comfort of a homemade meal in the convenience of your home or office from their bountiful selection on the catering menu. Jocko's, rocking your taste buds since 1972, Gilbert and Williams, Danville, Illinois.
The solar industry has come a long way since it got its start, with lower installation costs, greater output and storage options, and financial incentives for getting started. Now is a great time to add solar to your home. Rector Solar and Roofing is your neighborhood authority in the solar industry. They are experienced roofers who know the value of solar and strive to put it to work in our community. They can dispel the myths surrounding solar and give you trusted advice that's accurate to your home. Visit rectorsolar.com to request a free quote or call 217-281-7000. Midwest Asphalt specializes in a wide range of services, including asphalt contracting, which includes seal coating, line striping, and patchwork, earthwork, like grading, foundation work, excavation, sewer and water services, and site clearing, concrete services for walls, floors, foundations, sidewalks, and parking lots, and property demolition, industrial, residential, commercial demolition, and concrete removal. They are locally owned and operated by highly trained professional crews with emergency services available. Visit MidwestAsphaltCo.com to request a free estimate or call 217-446-3350.
One word I use to describe Fisher National Bank is caring. Caring is taking care of the customer's needs, not just their financial needs, their family needs, their community needs. We participate in the community. We support the school like no one else in town. We look at what we can do not as how it affects our bottom line, but is it the right thing to do? Are we good members of the community? We're not just taking from the community, and I think that's what we do best. I've got so many customers that just will come in and spend an hour, and before you know it, the day is gone, and I look and say, oh gosh, I didn't get things done. But you did get something done. You spent time with someone, you learn more about them, they learn more about you. It makes for a better day, it makes for a better business.
Fisher National Bank, member FDIC.
Karlov now in the high slot. His quick shot, he scores! Nikolai Salov! Oh my goodness! Some bomb right hands in front of the Dasher bench. Pulls his helmet off. Still goes. Now Jawan Davis. His first shot, he scores! Jawan Davis. Sizzle to his backhand. Moving in, he scores! Blake Sewardson, how you doing? Firing up the crowd. Zach Horn in all alone with a breakaway. Walks in, shoots, scores! Zach Horn. Zinchenko towards the goal, shoots, he scores! Bogdan Zinchenko restores the lead. He's at second of the season, goes over the top of the right, a couple more rights to Greco, takes him down and pounds him. Zinchenko with a couple over the top. He's got him against the glass. Bogdan Zinchenko, a healthy diet of rights.
My songs know what you did in the dark. My songs know what you did in the dark. So light 'em up. Murphy scores! Brosnan who shoots, he scores! Justin Brosnan, the captain.
we're just about set for period 3 action. Devin Novak, Christian Gardecki along with you here from high above the ice at the Danbury Ice Arena. Let's take a look at our game summary. Christian, why don't you walk us through this one?
Well, in the first period, 2 goals for the Hat-Tricks. Vadim Frolov, minute 45 in. Then on the power play, Johnny Ruiz scored his 23rd of the season. Second period, Dashers down 2-0. Really was getting outshot. Get back onto the ice, and they really get a big shorthanded goal from O'Reilly. A really big goal at 5:44. Parker Rutherford's made 38 saves, 15 for Frankie McClendon.
Yeah, he's been exceptional, Christian. A quick look at our game stats as well while we're here. The shots 40-16 after being 21-3 through the first period. So it just shows you Paul McLean must have said something that worked out in the break, because the Dashers absolutely made the necessary adjustments. 0 for 2 on the power play. The Hat-Tricks 1 for 2, but on the one that they didn't score on, the Hat-Tricks, that is. The Dashers, Quinn O'Reilly, the Junkyard Dog, his 5th of the season, makes it a 2-1 hockey game. Parker Rutherford seems to be in his own world right now, and I mean that saying he is a different level of dialed in. He's made 38 stops tonight, and he's going to go against this high-caliber Danbury offense once again, Christian. He is going to be the X factor for the Dashers.
Yeah, I was headed back up here to the press box, and I looked down the Dashers tunnel between the 2 benches. I looked at Parker Rutherford, and he looked absolutely ready to go. This is a big period for this Dashers team because they know they're within striking distance. They had a great start to the second period. Lots of offensive pressure for this team.
Yeah, and the fans are ready to go here, too. I accidentally just bumped into, I don't know, this 8-year-old kid. I didn't get a good look at him, but I was just walking by, and to get to the bathroom, you got to go through the bleachers.
Right.
So I bumped into this kid by accident,
I saw it. I was
coming up. You want to know what they said to me? Hit him harder next time. Both him and his mother. So they're just a different breed.
They're different
here in Danbury. And once again, I did apologize to the kid before I walked away, but that was not, I thought they were going to start being a little upset with me, but instead, hit them harder, they said.
There you
so
go.
I was like, all right, yeah, these fans are a different breed. They love their blue-collar physical hockey here in Danbury, Connecticut. What a great city for the FPHL action that they've had over the past couple decades.
They call it Scrap City now because there's a bunch of fighters come out of here. Fernelli Felice Jr. actually just ran into. He's a boxer, and also home of former world champion Alex Pereira in UFC.
There you go. As now here comes Ratcliffe trying to flank Tim Delaney. It gets through all the way to Johnny Ruiz. 2-on-1 brewing. Ruiz, backhand pass, they score. And as about of an unideal start as you could have for the Dashers, absolute disaster. Chase Harwell, the assistant captain, picks up after his hat trick last night and gives the Hat-Tricks a quick cushion. It's 3-1 now.
Well, I talked to a Danbury assistant coach, John Krubinski, and asked him, hey, do you know what they're saying? And then he goes, all I know is there's a lot of yelling in the locker room, and there definitely has paid off. Ruiz takes it down that near side on the 2-on-1, a broken play for the Dashers, and that lengthens the lead to 2 off the Chase Harwell goal.
Yeah, and Rutherford just got hung out to dry there. Ruiz is one of those guys who you're never sure if he's going to pass or shoot.
Right.
He's so good at deceiving the opposition, and that time Rutherford played the shot. He went for the pass, and Rutherford tried to sprawl out with an effort, but it just became tough. Now they're back around. They score again. I believe it's Johnny Ruiz once more. And why not the mayor of Danbury himself potting another, his second of the contest. And it's 4-1 Hat-Tricks.
Putting it on his back, Johnny Ruiz was able to take it. You mentioned it a season there, Devin, and he takes it around the net, past the Dashers defenseman, and was able just to put it in the goal, and that makes it 4-1. This guy has done this so many times in his career here in the Hat City, where he has put the team on his back, and he is doing it tonight to put that lead to 3 and try to avoid a major upset.
So 2 goals in the opening 40 seconds for the Hat-Tricks. That could not be much worse for the Dashers here. They trail it 4-1, 2 shots and 2 goals for the Hat-Tricks. As now here comes Jumanji and Albrecht 2-on-1 brewing. Jumanji's pass just out of the reach of Albrecht. Shows a little frustration, banging his stick down on the ice there. It's now back up the far side. It's Van Durkin through the neutral zone. Harassed by Del Balso. Down low to Abdella. Inside 19 minutes to go here, just across the 1840 mark here in Danbury. Devin Novak, Christian Gardecki along with you. Thanks for joining us for our third game in 3 days and the second with Christian alongside. It's been a fun one compared to last night's affair, but the Hat-Tricks all of a sudden starting to put the Dashers in a bit of a chokehold here, showing a few of their tricks, if you will.
You can say that again for this Danbury team.
So here comes Bedard. Charlie Bedard dumps it in off the high stick of, no, they'll say it was a clean stick from Nathan Malott. Prexler trying to dig it out past Woolley. Sewardson pinching up towards the point, has it go by him down low for Hullaby. One-timer from Nault comes in, turned aside by Rutherford again. Back to Hullaby. He continued, or rather that was Pamelayan. Gets it back in the slot, gives away for a backhander from Woolley. And Rutherford hops on top of that one for a much-needed whistle and a face-off with 17:40 remaining.
They needed that whistle bad, and it's a good save there by Parker Rutherford. It sounds like a broken record. He has made so many of those types of saves tonight for the Dashers Hockey Club.
Yeah, certainly has been the X factor, and unfortunately the defense and transition hockey from the Dashers out the gate here in period 3 has been subpar. O'Reilly's quick shot on the doorstep. Jawan Davis, welcome home.
McClendon thinks he kicked it in. We'll see if Danbury may challenge it. Gonzo's pointing towards someone there. Maybe it's just towards the play there on the defensive laps, but Jawan Davis, welcome back to Danbury. His first goal in the Hat City since a year ago.
His 7th of the season for the Dashers. He's really started to propel his game now up to 18 points. It's been a joy to watch him.
He's grown a lot, right? He is definitely
driving
grown.
the net hard and is able to knock that one in. A big-time goal for the Dashers makes it a 4-2 contest. As we're back underway now, just inside 17 and a half minutes to go. So an offensive flurry after just 3 goals in the opening 2 periods. You got 3 through the first 2:30 here in period 3, Christian.
And that's a great job there by Uturo and O'Reilly to start that play. Maybe they do it here one more time.
Yeah, Quinn O'Reilly has really come out of his shell offensively. We knew he was a goal scorer. That's how he kind of set the scene ever since his debut against the Baton Rouge Zydeco in mid-January. Had a goal off the face-off in his first professional game as Davis gets hooked there, no call, but we're waiting to see him become more of a playmaker. Picked up his first assist against the Venom the other night, has another one there, and he's been a catalyst for both those Dasher goals thus far. Really finding a home and good, steady spot in the lineup.
You don't really see players coming from the middle of Kansas, but he has been one of the better ones here in this FPHL. Maybe one of the only ones ever in the FPHL to come from Wichita, Kansas.
His father, of course, Sean, we've mentioned him, but Christian, I'm sure you'd appreciate this nugget. He played for the Wichita Thunder in the CHL for 5 seasons, 926 PIMs.
Big, tough guy. Huh?
Oh, yeah, and he had over 140 points, but hockey has run in his family, and Quinn always says, you know, the reason that he's stuck with hockey this long is kind of to pay homage to his father and to honor his father and make him proud, and I'm sure even without the hockey, Sean's shining, or rather smiling from out in Wichita over at his son Quinn, who's really starting to turn things up offensively.
He's a good story because he's started the year in the APHL at Kalkaska and is able to come here into Danville and also earned a call up to Knoxville as well.
Yeah, did have a couple game stint with the Knoxville Ice Bears after his opening weekend, or maybe even his first game with the Dashers. It all happened so quick.
I know.
But returned and has become that second line guy that the Dashers have relied on a lot offensively as of late. But 15 and a half minutes to go. Back to the action. Newberg over for Hullaby. Toe drag release goes way up and into the netting. And we'll get a face-off. 15:27 to go.
A good period so far. A lot of scoring here, Devin, between the two teams.
We'll see how the box score shakes out with the scoring summary there. The assists on the Jawan Davis goal go to O'Reilly and Uturo. On the first O'Reilly goal, the assist went to Uturo and Slinger, so Uturo's got his first 2 assists as a member of the Dashers here tonight. First multi-point game as well to pair with his 2 goals he's put up thus far.
Again, that I knew when they picked him up that he would be a good addition to this team and give them some punch scoring-wise.
Back into the Danbury end, closing in on the 15-minute mark. A turnover, but Prexler had a little trouble handling it at the blue line. Here comes Dylan Hullaby, the former Monroe Moccasin. through the legs move, snuffed out by Slinger, who tried to run him over then as the puck comes off the glass and can't be kept out of the zone by Prexler. Slinger with it again. Newberg going to go with some light contact that time. And now Albrecht gets it to Seawarts in on over to TJ Prexler. Prexler over to Horn, and the puck will get sent in deep. 14 and a half minutes to go here, period 3. 2-goal hockey game out in Danbury. O'Reilly bumps into Ratcliffe, breaks up that play for a moment before it's lifted way up and out of play from the neutral zone, and we'll get ready for a face-off after this media timeout. 3 goals in the opening 5 minutes, most of them actually all 3 in the opening 2.5 minutes. But we'll take a break and catch our breath here. End-to-end action from Danbury, back in a dash right here on the Dashers Hockey Network.
Looking for a delicious way to enjoy a healthy beverage? Stir Nutrition is Tilton's new healthy hangout. They provide a wide selection of protein shakes, energy drinks, and protein coffees of various sizes and flavors. They also have seasonal specials to fit the vibes just right. Come on in to meet the friendly staff at 1770 Georgetown Road, Suite B in Tilton, Illinois to see for yourself, or call 217-703-1374 to learn more. Just because it's cold outside doesn't mean you can't have a bounce house. Make your party one that the kids, and maybe some adults, will remember. Dishman Inflatables offers a wide variety of different sizes and styles of inflatable fun. They pride themselves on exceptional service and affordable prices that can make any day a celebration. Turn your backyard into a princess palace or a pirate ship. There's even dunk tanks available.
After the YMCA, that's become a bit of a staple here in the Danbury Ice Arena. It's controlled by the Hat Tricks here. Military Appreciation Night once again here. Their second Military Appreciation Night.
These jerseys are crisp.
Delaney with a nice hit down low, and the puck shoots down the length of the ice. McClendon thought that, the icing will be awarded after all. So he didn't think anything. He gets his wish, and will bring the draw back to Parker Rutherford's end.
See what we do here for the Dashers. It's going to be Sewardson, O'Reilly now, and Uturo. So they're really mixing that center with the short amount of centers they have in this game.
Face-off is sent over to the wing. O'Reilly pinching out towards the perimeter. It comes down low below the end line. Now backhand opportunity in tight for Ruiz. He's already got 2 tonight. Almost made it 3. O'Reilly being worked on by Harwell over on the near side. Now Blake Sewardson trying to hop around the back check of Kyle Gonzalez. Uturo, a good break up there. Sewardson looking to center, had nobody home. Uturo, funky bounce off the wall, might have hit the official's skate, and now back the other way come the Hat Tricks. Harwell going to get caught offside here, so the draw will retreat back outside the blue line. 13:30 to go.
I really like the way the Dashers have cycled the puck here this second half of the game, activating that third forward on the boards and getting it down low each time. Really nice job so far.
Juwan Davis to take the face-off. And it's going to be won by Danbury once again this time. Zach Slinger a little trouble handling it in his feet on the end wall. It's trying to be kicked out to the near side for Del Balso. Instead, Albrecht picks it up. Nathan Albrecht, native of Pinconning, Michigan, 24 years old. Spent 9 games with the Baton Rouge Zydeco before joining the Dashers. As there's Jumanji with a nice little hand check. Puck comes back down low. Frolov trying to force it on goal. Now at the top of the key. He runs into Jumanji. There's our hit of the game. Yasuke Jumanji with the CarStar Auto Body Experts hit of the game around the 13-minute mark there.
And
now he's going to get tied up. He grabs a hold of Frolov, who's clearly not happy with Jumanji being the big guns there.
We said it. He has elevated his physical play since coming over here to North America.
Yeah, just crazy one, because we always never think of him as a physical player.
Right.
So whenever it happens, like, holy cow, but he has really evolved here. Sight to watch as Rutherford makes another save there on shot number 46 that comes in his direction.
Man, is he a joy of energy just to talk to as well and see around the rink. He loves being over here in the United States, and I know he's loving just playing hockey in general here in the U.S.
Scored his first pro goal against the Carolina Thunderbirds, and Christian, you'll appreciate this one as well. The first goal scored against, or shorthanded goal scored against the Thunderbirds all season, a shorthanded Dashers team on Mario Cavalier, who is one of the best goaltenders in the FPHL.
Probably the best one this year, in my opinion.
Against one of the top power play units in the Carolina Thunderbirds. So
Absolutely.
Against all that, that's how he picked up his first professional tally.
And then he scored, I think, one more after that in his last month stretch.
He's up to 2 now. He had the lone goal against the Monroe Moccasins in the closing moments of that Friday night battle back a couple weeks ago in the Dashers' last homestand. Face-off tied up once again, closing in on the 12-minute mark here. As Rutherford pokes that one up and into the netting, and it's just face-off frenzy now here in the Danbury Ice Arena.
What save can he make today? From anywhere in the entire Danbury Ice Arena. I think I could shoot one from up here, Devin. He'll probably stop it.
I think so, too. That one might be one of his easier saves of the evening, but...
Like the last one just now is from the center ice, so...
I always give him a hard time. We do practice shootouts. They let me go on the ice for a little bit after practice. So I've probably shot on him 20 times, but the first time ever I scored, granted he didn't have a stick in his hands, so I've never let him hear the end of it. I actually brought it up during lunch today. He wasn't too thrilled about that, but he has stopped the ensuing 19 cents, which has been frustrating for me. But I got that one, so I'm going to hang my hat on that.
Got to get one more before the end of the year, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll let me. It's tough, man, when you're not playing with these guys every day. I definitely don't have the skill set to make him flinch too much, and he makes some routine saves as Horn spins one away on goal that time.
That was kind of a tough save there by McLennan, and Severson loses his stick caught in the door.
Yeah, Christo is just continuing to bury him into the wall. He's got him frozen. A couple more pokes from Pamaleon as LaBelle's got it now in his own circle. Prexler hit the brakes and tried to keep the puck in the zone. Instead, here comes Pamaleon closing in to his forehand. The rebound, they score. It's Dylan Hullaby after the play was created by Pamaleon. And the hat tricks add another one. It's 5-2.
Well, Dylan Hullaby just found that loose puck on the far side there, Dev, as Pamaleon was trying to undress Parker Rutherford. And he goes on the far side that loses the puck, and Hullaby is able to put it back in. Again, what a pickup by this Hat-Tricks team, bringing in Dylan Hullaby from Monroe after he was really underutilized with the Moccasins.
Certainly so he was, Christian, as now we'll get ready to drop the puck again. A 5-2 affair it has become. So 3 goals on the opening 9 shots of the period for the Rabbits. The Dashers with just 3 shots of their own, but they've cashed in once. 5-2's our score here in the season finale between these two. So Rutherford makes a shoulder save that time. He's made 45 saves tonight after 64 on Thursday, 62 last night. Already back up to 45 tonight.
Incredible. Well, if you're the Dashers, got to look for another response here. 3-goal game, 11 minutes. Obviously tough against the caliber of a team Danbury is, but anything is possible here, especially with an offensive zone faceoff, although you have Ruiz, who arguably is one of the best faceoff men in the league, and he wins it right there.
Yeah, pretty routine win that time as now Harwell gets by Slinger, tries to center one looking for Ruiz, who, as we mentioned, is on hat-trick watch. Keep an eye out for him. You know he can turn a scoring play out of thin air. O'Reilly now, even numbers, sends one back out in the direction of Uturo, gets all the way through, and now here come the hat-tricks. Ratcliffe gains the zone over to Ruiz with room. He holds, shoots, and it goes over everything. Rutherford might have got a piece of that as well off the shoulder.
That play started as O'Reilly was trying to get a pass to Uturo, went off of a skate. I think it was off the skate of Jacob Ratcliffe.
So Hullaby with his 10th goal with his new team. As we get another media timeout coming. The clock just crossed 10 minutes, and we will take it. The Hat-Tricks have started to open this thing up. A 3-goal third for them thus far through the opening 10 minutes. They lead at 5-2. We'll be back in a dash to Danbury.
Looking for a delicious way to enjoy a healthy beverage? Stir Nutrition.
One word I use to describe Fisher National Bank is caring. Caring is taking care of the customer's needs, not just their financial needs, their family needs, their community needs. We participate in the community. We support the school like no one else in town. We look at what we can do not as how it affects our bottom line, but is it the right thing to do? Are we good members of the community? We're not just taking from the community, and I think that's what we do best. I've got so many customers that just will come in and spend an hour, and before you know it, the day is gone, and I look and say, oh gosh, I didn't get things done. But you did get something done. You spent time with someone, you learn more about them, they learn more about you. It makes for a better day, it makes for a better business.
Fisher National Bank, member FDIC.
Wilson. 5-2's our score here. The final 10 minutes of this 7-game road trip for the Dashers coming up for you. As the puck is dropped, tied up for a moment. Now the Dashers control. Susuke Jamanji tying it up with Johnny Ruiz here. Now down low. Looks like Malott tried to dig it out as well. It's controlled by the Rabbits. Bedard's quick shot into the chest of Rutherford. Rebound just outside the doorstep. And the Dashers doing whatever they can to get it out of the zone. It's sent down by Sebastian Del Balso.
He's making so many uncomfortable looking saves. That little one where he just jumped up, that was one of the tougher ones I think of the day.
Yeah, not something irregular, though, from Rutherford.
Yeah.
I've seen him do that time and time again. He really lays out his entire body to turn the puck aside.
I can't wait to see where he goes in on his career. Either if it's in the Fed somewhere else or even still in Danville or, even in the SP, maybe the ECHL. This guy has talent.
Jumanji looking to force it back to Horn. Now maybe a 2-on-1 as Sewardson joins the play. Horn shoots. That one might have hit the crossbar, and it goes up and out of play. But just inside 9 minutes ago, Zach Horn, who's had a hot weekend himself, had a bullet that time.
That one almost found the back of the net. It found red iron instead. And the reason why you may think, all right, why not make the pass to Sewardson? Well, Blake Sewardson was kind of behind the play there, so you don't want to risk the pass instead of getting it broken up. So you go for the shot, that's the best angle you have, and just missed there for Zach Horn.
Yeah, he's really become arguably their top center along with Blake Sewardson, of course. But the two of them has really identified their roles within the organization as now Hullaby picks up turnover, tried to force it back, and that one went over everything up and out of play.
Well, Devin, they were showing the out-of-town scoreboard in the media timeout, and a huge cheer came from the crowd in Danbury when they showed the 4-2 lead, and now it's 4-3 for the Watertown Wolves in the second period over the rival Binghamton Black Bears.
Blue Ridge on top of Baton Rouge 2-0 as well in the second period down in Wytheville. Motor City and the Venom knotted at 2 out in Fraser in the third period. Mississippi trails Port Huron 3-0 in Michigan in the third period. And then the final game of the evening, of course, is Columbus, who defeated the Carolina Thunderbirds tonight by a final score of 5-2. And Christian, I believe from what you said earlier, that should punch their ticket to the Commissioner's Cup race.
I believe it should. Zach Horn, another chance here.
Horn, fake slap shot, slows things down, got Davis with him, trying to go backdoor, a similar play to how Davis scored earlier in the period. Then Davis going to come bump into Christo. Tracking it down in the corner. He plays so fast and so hard for the entire 60 minutes. Albrecht running into Prexler. Those two not in the same wavelength as the puck squirts free once again. Down low in the corner, it's dug out by Davis. Really good effort from him. Trying to force it over to Albrecht. Dashers got to be careful as their defense was pinched down low. Horn will touch that one, and that will lead to an offside.
Yeah, kind of squirted over the line. Albrecht was outside of the zone, so that is going to be offside. But you mentioned that Blue Ridge scored 2-0 over Baton Rouge. The Zydeco with a huge win last night. When we talked last, it was Blue Ridge up. Then Baton Rouge came back and late in the third won it 3-2. See if the Zydeco and Everett Thompson's crew can do it once again. But Blue Ridge trying to get that home ice. That's really what this series is all about. Home ice for the play-in game while also trying to avoid Monroe from behind both of them.
Turnover for Uturo. He's got Sewardson up ahead. Instead, couldn't find a way to get him the pill. And it goes back over to the far side for Harwell. Ruiz now with it, takes it back for Harwell, who lost it. Good effort from O'Reilly, and now they'll shift from north to south. Uturo gains the line, loads up and shoots. Bad save made by Frankie McClendon. Pass out of the defensive zone for Ruiz. Ruiz weaves through Del Balso, but has it poked away by Uturo at the end of his shift. 7:10 to go here, period 3. Devin Dobek, Christian Gardecki along with you. Thanks for spending another night of FPHL action along with us. We appreciate all of you tuning in. Down low, Del Balso trying to free up the loose puck. Rather, that was Zach Slinger as it comes back around the wall for Knoll. Van Durken now with it. A couple shimmy shakes. Gets away from Yusuke Jumanji.
Man, he is quick, is Van Durken. For a bigger guy, he is really quick.
Yeah, a rare breed of height and skill and quickness.
Kind of similar to Connor McDavid's speed. He's a bigger guy, right? And he has that speed as well. Probably the fastest guy in hockey.
Yeah, actually, here's my tidbit for you. You've got plenty of tidbits for me. I saw someone break Connor McDavid's fastest lap record that they do during the All-Star weekend typically. It was Anthony Greco of the Springfield Thunderbirds at the Mass Mutual Center. My dad took me, my brother, and a friend. My friend's actually in the house tonight, Rob. But yeah, we saw that game. Or rather, skills comp, and Greco beat McDavid's record. Pretty cool moment, just about 20 minutes from where I'm from.
Yeah, it was 2019, if I remember correctly, and he spent some time in the NHL with the Panthers as whistle, by the way, for Zach Slinger closing his hand with a puck. But, yeah, Anthony Greco, I did see him play briefly for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers back a few years ago, but, yeah, I vividly remember that, how fast that was, and that's actually been broken since, by the way. Ethan Frank, who plays for the Washington Capitals, he has broken that record when he was with Hershey at the AHL All-Star Classic, even breaking McDavid's record and Matt Barzell's.
Slinger's getting a little bit hooked. Eventually the referees decide that, yeah, sure, we'll call it. So there is going to be a power play coming up for the Dashers here. Zach Slinger has drawn a couple of those.
It's going to be on Vasiliev.
So Vasiliev will be sent off just around the 6-minute mark, and the Dashers will go to work on another Jenna Wirth State Farm power play.
Had a chance to talk to him last night. He is one funny guy, Alex Vasiliev, loving being over here in North America. And I mentioned yesterday he has played with, like Artemi Panarin, Dmitry Orlov, you know, among those guys he's played with over in the KHL. But now he's here in Danbury, Connecticut, where he has made an incredible impact on this Hat Tricks roster.
Certainly so, and a lot more to come. But yeah, Vasiliev, fresh off of the injured reserve list. He last played February 28th against the Port Huron Prowlers. But he had an immediate impact against the Venom Wednesday night with a pair of goals, was the game's first star. And now shorthanded, here's Johnny Ruiz. Hat trick on his stick, walking in with Ratcliffe. Tried to center, and it was broken up. Great effort from Nathan Malat, the Manitoba native, right there.
He's improved a lot, too, since he came here to Danville. I
Certainly
really like
so.
the way he plays. He has a big hockey stick and can definitely start it from the back for the Dashers.
Prior to arriving in Danville, played 22 games for the UHT Sabres in Poland.
Wow.
And now comes over, and he's got 18 FPHL games under his belt. Jawan Davis pinches it back down low for Uturo, over to the near side corner for Sewardson. Blake Sewardson holding with the Dashers on the man advantage. Uturo tried to jam one in tight. He takes a cross check in the back from LaBelle. Official won't give him the liberty of the whistle. And the Dashers will have to reset inside 5 minutes to go now.
That's a really good opportunity, though, for Andrew Uturo. You know he's able to put it in the back of the net. Now let's see if they start it once again here with Horn.
Zach Horn with a burst of speed. An effortless skater glides in and fires it over the goal. O'Reilly with it now. Across the blue line to Uturo. He's got Albrecht with him. The one-timer. Oh, his stick failed him. And the puck will be cleared by Danbury. It would have been interesting to see them try and make a push the other way with the last line of defense having his stick fail.
Well, you know, with the absence of Brosnan, you wonder how the power play would be if Brosnan was in the lineup this weekend, and now almost a 2-on-0 for the Hat Tricks. Here we go.
Van Durken and Frolov leading the charge. Van Durken goes to the middle, holding, and it's broken up. Really good effort from Albrecht. Here we go, end to end, from north to south. Jumanji across the blue line. Holds outside the circle. Pinching down into the hash, gets it back for Delaney for Jumanji again. Jumanji holding as the penalty comes to an expiration. Dashers are 0 for on the power play. Sewardson shoots. Oh, what a beautiful goal from Blake Sewardson. Just after the penalty time expired, he snipes one over the glove of Frankie McClendon. And the Dashers fight to get one back. It's 5-3.
Well, the Dashers had entered the zone with only 4 guys on the ice, and Blake Sewardson was coming off of the bench at about the same time that Vasiliev was coming off the bench. So off the bench comes Sewardson. You can watch the replay in the video board here in Danbury. They were pick it up, fake the shot, and put it in as soon as both him and Vasiliev are coming onto the ice.
Beautiful shot for Blake Sewardson that time, his 6th in the black and orange. Prior to arrival, had 23 points in his FPHL career. He's added a handful going back to that Venom game where he had a pair of assists and now another goal here tonight.
And that is not a power play goal again, Devin, as you mentioned. It was just as Vasiliev was headed out.
So inside 4 minutes to go. Is there a miracle for the Dashers? Down low. Oh my gosh, Rutherford just got run. You got to go. Here it is. Doyle's going to grab a hold of Holoby, and now all out chaos. Oh, there's a big scrum down below the goal. Doyle just kind of let up and left Del Balso in a vulnerable position. He got run hard into the wall. And we should be looking at a 5-minute.
Well, no, that was I'm trying to tell you, that was 55. That was Pamelayan. He's going to get something here because he was the third man in. He flew like the Flying Hawaiian does. He flew in as the third man trying to protect Holoby. But if you're the Dashers, that's exactly what you need to do. Protect your goaltender if he goes down. Rutherford's telling the linesman right now there's going to be a roughing penalty on Danville, or the Dashers Hockey Club, excuse me, and maybe one on Pamelayan, but we'll see as we go to the media timeout.
Holy cow. Instead, we'll keep it here, Christian, as much as we'd like to catch our breath.
Yeah.
Let's walk through the Continental, but after the upcoming schedule for the Dashers. So this game currently live after last night's affair. Then they got Watertown for 2 before Motor City for 3. So it should be a fun, that's the last 5 home games you see on your screen right there. So stay in touch. We got a lot of cool events, even a couple surprises for you. So there's nowhere else you want to be these next couple weekends than the David S. Palmer Arena. Please make sure to come and support. We appreciate all of your help and everything that the fans do in their fan power to make it a fun ride. As we turn our focus now to the Continental Division, Christian, why don't you walk us through this kind of playoff picture?
So yeah, Carolina passes Athens with the win last night as they almost catch up in games played tonight. It'll be a 1-point lead for the Thunderbirds. Athens in second, Columbus now at 86 after tonight's win. Baton Rouge 77, Blue Ridge 74. Bobcats currently could tie that back up with tonight's victory if they hang on. Monroe still about 12 points back.
So the Dashers will head back to the man advantage. I would imagine it's a goaltender interference call.
No, it's going to be a roughing from Pamelayan for being third man in. Now it's going to be a 5-on-3 as LaBelle just took out a Dasher from behind on the boards.
But still, no one giving a response. Delaney walked in there. It's now Albrecht too, but yeah, Utero went down hard, and LaBelle's going to go off to the box. But you can't keep letting them get away with this. I'm getting a little upset now because you can't let your teammates take cheap shots and do nothing about it.
If you're Delaney, you have to push him against the board. Something. Put some sort of contact to him. Don't just stand there.
Yeah, I understand you don't want to take another penalty because now you got the 5-on-3, and I completely get that. But at the same time, give them some sort of bump. The referees are not going to book you just for sticking up for your guys. So find a way to be a little bit physical.
And now Paul McLean is going to use his timeout here with 3:29. And a 5-on-3 for 151. Would you think they pull Rutherford here?
I would be really surprised, but also I wouldn't be shocked. So
you're down 2.
I think that they might let it breathe for a minute. Paul McLean might be drawing something up here. Christian, I think that's good food for thought. I think that's certainly something we could see down the stretch here. Because then you get the 6-on-3, you get one back, then you can go 5-on-4 or 6-on-4.
Yeah, you'll have so much space in the ice too. Danbury's going to bring out their 3 best defensive players. They're going to put out Kyle Gonzalez, Xavier Abdella, who is a brick wall back there. Rutherford is going back in, by the way. And Johnny Ruiz will be the center. We'll see what Paul McLean picks here. It's going to be Davis, Albrecht, Sewardson, Delaney, and O'Reilly. Is this the right 5? I think so for the Dashers.
They just showed that Danbury Whalers stat 12 years ago today that they won.
That was a crazy night. We'll talk about it another time.
So here we go. Davis on the face-off. It's another Jenna Worth State Farm power play for the Dashers. Back out to Delaney. He'll pinch on in. Holton gets it over to O'Reilly, spinning one around for Davis. Back out for Albrecht now. Albrecht shoots, still loose in front. Siewertsen's backhander didn't get much on it. I'm sure he wants that one back. Albrecht back over for Tim Delaney. Delaney holding, closing in, looking to the back door for Quinn O'Reilly now. It's played out to Delaney. He's got Albrecht. The one-timer comes in, and another big save made by McClendon from his left to his right.
Didn't get it all the way down, though, so the Dashers can quickly regroup and enter the zone.
Staying onside just barely there was O'Reilly. Siewertsen below the goal line now. Peeling all the way up to the high slot. Still holding. He shoots quickly through traffic. And McClendon another big-time stop. Dashers up to 25 shots on goal. Davis closes in looking for a pass in tight. And it's swatted out of the zone. Really good effort that time.
Now you start to watch Parker Rutherford. Does he go to the bench this rush in?
Davis closing in. Gives it back to Delaney. Back over for Malott into his skates. Down low for Siewertsen. 43 seconds of 5-on-3 time. He goes short side, and it's going to jump up and into the glove of Jawan Davis. Harwell had his stick held for a moment. The refs say play on. Delaney in the high slot for Davis, calling for it. He shoots. McClendon the save. Siewertsen pokes it down on all fours to keep the play alive for Malott. Good possession from the Dashers here. O'Reilly on the wrong side tried to feed it for Jawan Davis, and it's sent out by Harwell. Really good effort that time.
This is a great kill by Danbury. Dashers are getting their chances, getting good shots on goal.
O'Reilly protecting the puck, comes in. His quick shot, pass with purpose. Jawan Davis got a quick shot away. McClendon, I'm not sure he was ready for it or he knew it was wide the whole time, but he didn't flinch. Out to Albrecht, quick shot, tipped off the post. Oh my gosh, Siewertsen missed an empty net. As now he gets pulled down by Gonzalez. Jumanji keeps it in, all out chaos. Now it's a 3-on-1 the other way for the hat tricks. Harwell closing in. LaBelle tried to shoot one, and the Dashers have it back again. Oh, I don't know how Blake Siewertsen didn't pot that one. It was an empty net, and he missed.
It was off the curl of his stick, Devin. He was trying to back hit it and went off the curl of his stick. Don't know how that could have changed things, but unbelievable. I fell to my knees.
But really an exciting final few moments of this period. Let's get that timer out of there for you. Oh, couple really good opportunities with the two-man up for the Dashers. Would have been really interesting to see it be a one-goal game. Rutherford also never left his net, so that begs the question, should he have been out? As now closing in, coming around Rutherford trying to figure out which post to cover. Now quick shot from Frolov goes wide. Big time rebound over to Van Durken. 30 seconds to go here. 2-goal hockey game. Rutherford's got 48 saves. Van Durken in and tight. Rutherford a couple more saves. Why not? Still down low, they score. Danbury ends the chaotic run with a beautiful goal of their own. Plant the dagger in the deer. And it looks like they're going to escape with a 6-3 final here at home.
That was a crazy turn of events, and Alex Vasiliev was there on the back door. Again, using his veteran leadership. You know, he is so fast still at 35 years old and was able to be very shifty around the net. And you still think, what if Siewertsen put that in the back of the net? Unreal. What a turn of events the last 2 minutes have been.
Well, it certainly was close for a moment, but the hat tricks and their offensive juggernaut style of play eventually prevails here as the Dashers will fling this puck back into the neutral zone. The hat tricks are going to hold on to this one, and that will do it here as the final few seconds bleed off the clock in Danbury. It's the hat tricks taking this one by a final score of 6-3. Frankie McClendon has his 8th win of the season. Johnny Ruiz, pair of goals. And the hat tricks proved to be too much for the Dashers to handle, but a valiant effort for them in the second half of this hockey game, Christian.
That was a much better effort. The last two periods were two of the best periods I've seen this team play in a long time, except for the game on Thursday night, of course. But what a hockey game that was, and heartbreak for the Dashers. They'd be so close. And the hat tricks get 9 out of 9 points on the weekend and open their lead to Port Huron, or keep it at Port Huron at 9 for home ice advantage in the first round against the Prowlers.
So we'll keep an eye on all those standings, but we're going to take a quick break, gather our thoughts, and get ready. We're going to do an on-camera Dashers Hockey Club post-game show. So stick with us, but if you're leaving us now, the final score, the Dashers 3, the Hat-Tricks 6. Safe travels back home to Danville for these guys. Looking forward for the 5-game homestand once again, 28th, 29th, and then April 4th, April 5th, April 6th. So be sure to join us. Should be a fun one. As they lift the barrel at center ice, we'll step aside and be back in about 60 seconds for the Dashers Hockey Club post-game show. Welcome you into the Dashers Hockey Club post-game show. Devin Dobek here with Christian Gardecki. It was a fun weekend to call games, but before we get into all the sappiness, the Dashers fall in this one by a final score of 6-3. A tough one. They're down 2-0 through the first period, outshot 21-3. Something needed to change in that first period room.
And they definitely looked really good there. Sorry about that. They definitely looked really good in the second period. Some really big plays by the Dashers. Those goals, that short-handed goal by O'Reilly was definitely one, and they definitely were putting the pressure on the Hat-Tricks, Devin.
Yeah, certainly so. It seemed like there were some adjustments made with the lines, and the Dashers just came out to play a much more fast and physical game. Got the one back. Parker Rutherford in period 2 was exceptional, stopping all 19 shots in his direction. Really a big catalyst for this team, and Parker Rutherford, not enough good things to be said.
He's made 150 saves in 3 days. I don't think you can ask for much more from your goaltender. He has been unbelievable for this team all year, and he's continuing to show why he is one of the more underrated goaltenders in this league.
Yeah, Parker Rutherford, not enough good things to be said, but I'll leave that there. So then we open the third period. Now it's anybody's contest, but you know Danbury is a team that can change the tide and the tempo in the blink of an eye, and that's exactly what they did, coming out with a pair of quick goals. Chase Harwell and Johnny Ruiz scored 2 goals in the opening 40 seconds, and it seems like the Dashers are going to have to be on their heels a bit now.
And it was all led by their captain, Johnny Ruiz, who was just announced as the first star. He really elevated their game in that third period with 2 goals in 41 seconds for the Hat-Tricks.
So the Dashers, somehow, they still don't go away. They find a way to get another goal on the back of Jawan Davis in his homecoming to Danbury, where he played 8 games last season. But still, he crashes the net, and off a beautiful feed from Quinn O'Reilly, who's really become an offensive juggernaut for the Dashers. The secondary assist goes to Utero, but the Dashers climb back in, and they make it a 4-2 hockey game. So now we're coming down to the wire here, and the door of opportunity begins to present itself again. Hullaby gets a quick one, and once again, it's a dagger for the Dashers. It's a 5-2 game. But then this golden opportunity arises. You get a 5-on-3, a chance maybe not to come back and win the game, but to get back in and make things interesting, make the coaching style and change, certain aspects, like if you want to pull your goaltender or not. Right. The Dashers get that goal right after the 5-on-3 expires, but it felt like if it was a 6-on-3, Christian, maybe things could have been a little different.
You could have opened up the ice a little bit more, I think, if you're Paul McLean, and you'll have to think about that, going in, looking at the film next week, but there were opportunities in that 5-on-3, and it goes back to that Blake Severson chance where if he could just gotten the full stick on the puck, it would have went in the back of the net. Instead, he hit it off the tip of it and went over to wide of the net.
I mean, yeah, that changes everything. We're staring at a 6-3 final, but that goal by Severson would have made it 5-4. You pull your goalie, a minute left, and it's hockey. Crazier things have happened. So who knows? But we can't put all the blame on Blake.
Absolutely. No,
he had a spectacular goal to make it the third goal, and his leadership and everything else has just paid dividends as of late. So really, he's been a pleasant surprise, and now up over 20 games, closing in on his veteran status. So congratulations to Blake.
Absolutely.
But this is a tough one for the Dashers. Unfortunately, they get the loss, but they found a way to compete, and there's got to be some positives in that, especially when you got Watertown and Motor City on the horizon.
And we've said that so many times this year, despite all the troubles this team has had, they have competed every single game almost this year. The exception of a couple, maybe last night was tougher, but they've competed so many times this year, and you have to give them credit because some of these guys, especially the guys that have been here since day one, a guy like Jawan Davis, Yusuke Jumanji, they have really seen it all, and they've been able to fight through it and play in some really close games as well. So we are seeing improvement, though. This team is improving. Thursday night, there you go. You saw the improvement, and they're continuing to get better. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a win, maybe in that series against Motor City, maybe even Watertown, although Watertown looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, so Paul McLean certainly made some good adjustments, but I'm going to go back to a quote from the first head coach of the Dashers. That was A.J. Tesserero, and what he said that I really admired was, you can't see us win if you're not in the building.
Absolutely.
So let that be another message to you. 28th, 29th, the Dashers will be at home against Watertown. Cancer awareness jerseys on Saturday night. Those will be up for auction, so a chance to get some memorabilia. And then Motor City, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. Sunday will be a matinee, 4:05 start time, but still plenty more hockey to be had in Danville. We need all of you in the building. Get it rocking for us. We're looking forward to it. But Christian, one last plug for you, Minor Pro Hero, of course. Give him a follow, read up on his website. A lot of really good stuff he's put up out there, all just out of the fun of it.
Absolutely.
So still it's leading up to something, but he's doing it all for fun, so give him all the support that you can. We appreciate having him on. I hope you guys learned a lot about hockey in Danbury as well as a bunch of other things. He's a wealth of knowledge in the FPHL, of course. In the league, took the words right out of my mouth, Christian. But any final thoughts for yourself before we sign off here?
It's just great to be back up here in the booth with you, also to hang out with Doug Latuk at the Danbury Hat-Tricks as well, just up here in the booth. And a lot of fun. Definitely going to be looking forward to this playoff push here for all the teams in the league. It's going to be exciting. This is going to be an incredible playoffs because you have, I think there are about 9 or 10 teams or 8 or 10 teams that can definitely win the Commissioners Cup this year. It's one of the most wide open Commissioners Cups we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, should be a fun one, but Christian, thanks so much for coming on board,
great
my
to be
friend.
back with you.
Yeah, great to be back for the first time and the second time in 4 years. But that just about wraps us up from High Above the Ice in the Danbury Ice Arena. On behalf of my partner, Christian Gardecki, this is Devin Novak, the voice of the Dashers, saying so long, and always remember to live the dream.